Yo, how's everyone doing out there tonight? Welcome to another Rogues Gallery Turf Wars. We've got a couple of sick matchups for you guys tonight. First, we're going to have Smack Squad versus the Fancy Scarves. And then right after that, we have Revival of Brood War versus the Dogecoin Millionaires. Before we get to all the fun, though, let me introduce our observer, Pseudo, and my co-caster for the first half of the stream, Keen. I am just too juicy, and this is round 3 of Rogues Gallery Turf Wars. Keen, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay. We got an exciting first match here. Lots of ZVZ, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of ZVZ, but I don't think we've seen a mirror matchup yet in the Team Melee matches. So it'll be really, really interesting to see how Team Melee ZVZ will work out.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Before we kick off the event, I also just want to bring up that we are hosting another individual league in the future here. So if you guys like the stream or like Rogue Gallery events and want to see more, please consider supporting that. I'm sure we'll link the match arena for that in the stream there. And yeah, just moving on from that. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, hey, not only if you like Rogues Gallery events, but if you want to support the North American scene, I mean, come on. I don't know how many of you have seen that Team Liquid thread, but damn, only 2 qualifiers for both North and South America for the RCG 2021 event this year. That's kind of crazy, man. So some people are getting a little upset about it, but I totally understand the reasoning behind it, but at the same time, North America region needs events. We're not always able to participate as much in European events, South American events, and so on. So please consider supporting North American events.
Yeah, who's getting upset, Keen? Do you want to let us know?
Well, no, I don't want to name names.
Okay. Keep your secrets. That's
yeah. But anyway, we do have some sick matchups tonight. I'm personally not a huge fan of ZVZ, even as a Zerg player, but we do have in the first match, Whip versus Striker is going to be really interesting to watch, and I really hope it gets to at least Game 4 so we can see Scarlet against Jaeyoon.
Yeah, I'm super interested in Whip versus Striker. Whip, of course, taking that sort of dubious W last week against Father, and Striker actually playing really well last week and managing to take a resounding victory as well. So
that was actually Mars last week who beat.
Oh, that was Mars. You're right. Yeah, That's my bad.
Yeah, no, I mean it's easy to get Whip and Mars confused. They're very, very similar in personality and skill. But yeah, obviously Father is the superior Terran, just the best Terran in this entire league. So yeah, that was a huge upset. I can't believe what happened last week was honestly like it left me with no words.
That was a pretty crazy upset last week for sure. No one thought it was going to happen, and then
it happened. It's just absolutely insane.
Mars pulled it off.
Who could have possibly expected Father of all people to leave a game early?
But let's not dwell on last week. Let's focus on this one. I think we should be getting ready here any minute now. I don't know if the players are quite ready. Of course, we have a couple of maps here. The first map is going to be Polaris Rhapsody. And then after that, we have Ultimate Stream, Polypoid, Ascension, and Eclipse.
Yeah.
TVZ on Polaris. What do you think about it, Keen?
Well, I've been playing on Polaris for the last 2 weeks now, and let me tell you, boy, it is a miserable map to play Zerg on. At least in ZVP, but it does have the double gas expansion, so maybe in ZVT it's a little more lenient. We'll have to see. I haven't actually played any ZVTs on it myself, but it's definitely not a Zerg map. And I know I rarely whine about balance, but just please take me seriously here. Polaris is a bad Zerg map.
I don't think I've ever heard you whine about balance in my life. So yeah, this is like a new experience. I'm a little shocked.
Yeah. I don't say those things lightly.
Keen, whining about balance. What? It's like we're living in Bizarro world all of a sudden.
So if Striker does manage to eke out a win on Polaris, it's because he's just an absolute galaxy brain genius, just literally one of the most skilled players on the planet.
He does have those god tier mechanics. So, and when you have that extra gas, those god tier mechanics, they can take you a long, long way. So.
Yep. And well, so very interesting also this week. We haven't really touched on it yet, but the Smack squad has been getting absolutely just smacked, just completely blasted each week so far. So, really, I'm interested to see if they can actually finally pull out their first victory, or if they'll just keep losing every single match in this entire league.
Yeah, we haven't stressed just how important this is for Smack Squad. They need to turn around this losing streak that they got going. If they go 0-3, I think they're going to come in last place in the rounds here.
Yep, and I mean,
so much shame if you come in last.
Yeah, you'll never be able to show your face
to the NA scene.
In the scene again.
Can you imagine Jaeyoon showing up to the LA Land 3 after coming in last place in Turf Wars? No, laughed out of the LAN center, dude.
We'll have to bring some, tomatoes and stuff just in case, so we can just start pelting him if he shows his ugly mug.
He wouldn't dare. He knows better. But that's only if he comes in last.
Yeah, if they win this week, then I take back everything. Every bad thing I ever said about Jaeyoon.
Awesome. So I think we are ready for the first game here. This is almost too exciting for words.
Yeah, no, well, I haven't even seen Whip's TVZ in a while, because I know he's been just like kind of clowning around playing off races a lot. He's both Whip and I actually started playing StarCraft 2 this week, and so I don't know if he's actually been practicing. I hope he has, though, because Striker is a formidable opponent, and we will have Striker, our Magenta Zerg, in the top left. And Whip our Peach Terran in the bottom right.
Whip looks like he's getting a little bit of inspiration in the naming conventions by his teammate Crossy there with that 9 in there.
Yeah, with the what is it, Guri, I guess.
I don't know how you say it.
I mean, Striker was a big advocate of that too, but I guess there's some interclan rivalry going on now. Striker ditched that Guri ID.
Yeah. Honestly, he should have claimed it for his own.
Just look at this like just completely optimized drone mining here. God, Striker is such a beefcake.
We do have a early SCV going on the map here, but just dropping Depot down here. Going to build a wall on his natural by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a kind of a Whip. I'm not surprised at all. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he builds like a 8 racks or something. Well, not an 8 racks, obviously, but yeah, never mind. I have no idea what I'm talking about. He's probably going to go for some one base tech. He's going to go for a 1 base tech build, I bet.
You think so? It looks kind of like he's going to expand behind a wall, but we'll have to wait and see.
I don't know. Does that even wall, dude?
I think a depot there. No, probably not.
That's so weird. Why did he mess up his wall?
We still don't see a.
Yeah, I guess it won't be
gas goes. No, there goes the gas. Yeah,
see,
maybe a factory goes there. A
don't
factory
ever question me again.
We are going to have a hatch, 12 hatch here. So this is pretty interesting. Looks like
Striker will scout it. He did see it, right?
Yeah, he definitely saw the gas there, and now he's leaving. He's going to get away with
that
it.
Wall.
I think there is actually a gap there too. Yeah.
That is not a good wall.
Very susceptible to a lot of early lane pressure there. So he's lucky that Striker is going for the 12 hatch.
Dude, did you see Striker got his gas at like 2 minutes and 11 seconds? That's a pretty late gas. I told you this map is bad for Zerg, dude. it's probably because we know Striker definitely wouldn't mess up his optimized mining, so we can only chalk that up to the poor mineral placement. The map makers are just out to get Zerg.
Man, this is a pretty old map.
Actually disgusting.
Didn't know about mining mechanics back then when this map was made.
Yeah, back in 2010.
Mining, like mineral mining, is like a new thing that a lot of people don't even know about today. You know.
Yeah, only the top mines of Brood War.
Looks like we are going to have a factory go down here, so going to be getting out an early vulture, maybe seeing 1/1/1. I wonder if this map would be good for some Goliath builds too, though, potentially. Especially against, 2 hatch, which is what he's scouted so far.
I don't know. I mean, it's a really long rush distance, and these bridges aren't really great for Goliath, I think. But if you can, I guess, get onto that big plateau outside of the double gas expansion, maybe you could cut off reinforcements and deal some damage, but I really don't think it's that great.
I also remember when we watched Hawk versus Gypsy, we saw the Valkyrie build here, so that could also be a potential build that Whip is going for. We're just going to have to wait and see what his next tech option is when he finishes up there. That Sunken's going to be in plenty of time to stop the Vulture, so nothing to worry about there. But Whip getting the full scout off and seeing that there's no Hydra Den or anything like that is really nice for him, because now he's more assured that it's going to be Mutalist.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to have that scouting confirmation, although, a player like Striker, he just kind of he almost always goes mutas. I feel like I don't know if I've ever seen him Hydra Den. So if you were really greedy, if you were really just trying to get every advantage you can, maybe just metagame him a little bit and just assume that he's going to go Aspire and don't even waste the SCV.
Well, we see the starport now, so we're going to have to see if that is still for Valkyries or if it's going to be for a Science Vessel. I'm actually not sure which one he's going to go for. And we have a Marine going out on the map, I think, just to check for the third base, and he sees nothing there, so he knows that Striker still doesn't have a third. So, I mean, both players are probably feeling pretty comfortable going into the mid-game here. Nothing's really happened so far.
Yeah, 100%. How did that game, Hawk versus Gypsy, go with the Valkyrie build on this one?
Gypsy almost lost, but he managed to pull it through.
Right. Okay, now I remember. That was the one where Hawk had a huge advantage, but then...
yeah. And okay. The big donation here we just got, let me check who it was from. From Dogecoin guy, actually gave us $100 for RCR2,
oh,
so that's super awesome. Rogue City Rumble 2, yeah, we really appreciate the donation. Thanks for supporting the NA scene, that's huge.
And thank you for supporting the best team in the league, by the way.
Maybe we can give you like VIP in the channel or something coy, like making promises that other people have to fulfill, for...
I love doing that, that's my favorite.
When I have actually no power here,
Yeah, so one of you admins in the channel that... just get right on that when you get a chance.
Yeah.
Also, make me a VIP. Even though I think I'm already an admin, but...
We have 6 Muta out now. They're going to be able to force these Vultures back. And then we did see that the Valkyrie was the choice there. So the Valkyrie is going to do really well against the 2-hatch Muta here for sure. Unfortunately, he didn't get the drone there. But he does have another Vulture. Yeah, he does have another Vulture there that's going to pick it off. So at least it's not going to go down. Or the hatchery's not going to go down there for Whip.
It's so annoying when you're trying to expand, but then, even with that kind of whiff of the 2 Vultures, there was still a third one there. Was that like 4 Vultures total, or did that one just like split off earlier?
There was 4 total, yeah. So it was 3 that were sitting outside and then 1 up there. And something that we're going to see here in the 9 o'clock position too is these drone is going to get shut down again. So the third base is going to be denied here for a second time when it arrives there, unfortunately.
Damn, that is rough.
But the Valkyrie is also, and 2 Valkyries here doing huge damage on the Mutalist, it looks like just there. So Striker and his Muta stopped there, and now they're taking huge shots again. Oh my god, he's not paying attention to the Mutalist, and they might all go down there. Thankfully, Whip runs away, yeah. They both run away kind of from the fight. And but so much damage done on those Mutas. They're already so bruised now. It's going to be really tough for them to get back in the game. 3 Valkyries out, that is going to melt Mutalist, man. And we still don't have an expansion out for Striker.
Yeah, delaying the third this much is really dangerous. He is taking into lurkers already. He knows, obviously, it's a Valkyrie build, so he's going to be getting his Queasy Dust is already halfway done. So he will have Defilers quite soon, before Whip has like at least 2 vessels, I would guess. So he doesn't have that going for him, but yeah, he's still not even taking. I'm wondering what his thought process is to completely abandon taking that double gas.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to take it again. Maybe he just thought this one would be easier to hold once you get the Nidus up, which kind of makes sense because you can just, hold that one choke point. It looks like Whip's going to be transitioning into a Marine, science vessel force here once, everything's pumping. So, I mean, potentially that will be the right play there as long as he can hold it. When Marines come in from the top angle and the bottom angle, I could see why that could be a little overwhelming.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That probably is exactly his thought process for sure.
Obviously, it's definitely going to slow down your development too, and so is this vulture here that's just going to get free kills here. Whip's been so good with these annoying little vultures that he's just had all over the map. He's denied the third base for so long, and he's just done a great job with them.
Yeah, like I was trying to say earlier, it's so annoying when they split off the vultures. Even if they're going like a regular Goliath build, you just send them to different directions of the map, and it takes so long for mutas to clear them. Because even without speed upgrade, vultures are fairly quick, and yeah, it's just awful to deal with.
Yeah, definitely very frustrating. You might even get another one here. Looks like it.
Oh my gosh.
And each one of these, like drones that he picks off, is just more and more tilting when it happens, So it hurts your mental game more and more. Makes you feel like you're farther and farther behind, even when, if it had just been that one drone, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Striker is a player who sometimes struggles with those kind of tournament nerves. So, definitely detrimental to him.
That third base is up now. He's going to have a hard time holding it here, though, with this Marine force pushing out. He still doesn't have a Nidus up. I hope there's one in the natural that's building right now. Otherwise, I feel like this could be game right here when these Marines show up. This third base only defended by 2 lurkers, King.
Yeah, and it's not. It is just one choke that he has to defend, but at the same time, it's a pretty wide choke. Honestly, you could definitely micro your way around that.
The Mutalisks are going to be here to defend as well, but that's 3 Valkyries, and those Mutalisks are not going to be long for this world. If those Valkyries get any amount of volleys off on them.
Yeah, the Nidus Canal is finishing, though, and the one saving grace is Whip doesn't know exactly how many lurkers are actually stacked there, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything right now.
Yeah. Nidus does get up, and now with more lurkers coming in, it feels a lot safer all of a sudden. So
yeah, really just perfect timing by Striker.
Making a lot of damage on his Mutalisk once again, though. He is going to pick off all the Valkyries there, so...
Honestly, that wasn't as much damage on the Muse as I expected. I think Whip kind of dropped the ball with the Valkyries a little bit, not stacking them and kind of letting them all get picked off by the Scourge.
Definitely. They have sort of served their purpose in the fact that they allowed Whip to get to a late-game composition without having to worry about Mutalisks, killing them right away, but definitely feels like he threw them away a bit early there. Now you can see the Mutalisks are going to have a lot more rain. They're already over on the other side of the map, potentially going for a counterattack with some Lings here.
Yeah, I don't think these Lings are going to do too much, but they will be able to cut off some reinforcements. Take a little bit of the pressure away from Whip's push here.
You can see that Striker actually getting some pretty good map control here. He has the opportunity to take that top right base whenever he wants. 2 Defiler mounts there. Accidentally, I'm having to assume.
No, let's just give him the benefit.
Flag and consume at the same time.
He just yeah. That's definitely what happened here. It was definitely not a mistake.
Another vessel going down, unfortunately, there for Whip. But he is sieging down, so maybe he can get something done here at the third base. But this counterattack with a couple of lurkers and a Defiler there looks pretty scary. Yeah, for sure scary. Whip has been supply blocked at 92 for like 2 or 3 minutes now. It's actually he's finally broken into this base a little bit here. We'll have to see if Striker can still defend it with that Nidus, but yeah, there looks like there's some lurkers still under the Darkstorm that are getting some work done there. Obviously, Whip just running through here, getting a lot of kills on the Lings and stuff, but it looks like his Marine force is getting cleaned up, and he hasn't really killed that many drones yet. And I think this whole force is going to get cleaned up pretty convincingly here when more Lings get out. You can see Lings flooding out right now, able to clean up the rest of these Marines, and now all of a sudden Whip has no map control. He's floating a lot of minerals too.
On the bright side,
a little bit worried about these units outside his base, but it looks like the Defiler is gone for the time being.
Yeah. On the bright side, losing all those units just now did open up some supply, so he can finally make units again.
That's definitely useful. Units are important in Brood War, so
yeah.
We are having the Ultralisk Cavern almost done here too, so Striker getting ready to transition into ultra late game Zerg here. Once he gets the opportunity, still only on 3 bases. I'm surprised, Keen, that he hasn't tried to take that top right base. What do you think's holding him back? Just too dicey of a game right now?
Yeah, I think Striker, he's a very conservative-minded person, so he just doesn't want to, risk too much.
Totally fair in this situation. You did just almost get your 3rd base busted.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry. That's what I always say.
You do always say that. You are known.
Yeah, I say
that all
the time. Just constantly. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me.
Are you spoken to your doctor about that yet?
No, I'll have to bring it up in our next session.
Yeah, definitely. That's when you need to get taken care of very quickly. Nice little flag there on a couple of the Marines and medics, slowing down Whip's army. Yeah, Striker's really just powering up here. He hasn't actually, taken too much map control. He's just trying to get his drone count up and, get the Ultralisk Cavern finished and the upgrades that he needs before he feels strong to move out on the map. He does have something in the top right. He might be finally starting to take that base up there, unless he's just scouting it out again. But these plagues have been brutal, man.
Yeah, really.
Huge flag on all the units.
Every single unit is plagued. That's so satisfying to see as a Zerg player.
Yeah, all those medics are going to have no energy. Those Marines are going to be red and almost dead. So,
I mean, by the same token, though, Whip is finally, macroing back down to only 500 minerals. He transferred those, 2,000 excess minerals into 20 supply up. So he's doing very well right now.
Yeah, he's definitely got he's continuing to lose a couple of vessels here, which is rough, but he is putting down some pressure on the map again. He's got a nice little army outside the 3rd base, and it looks like there's potential that he can shut down this 4th base. You can see those Marines are just melting so quickly because they're also bruised already. The medics having no energy to heal them. Nice swarms there, keeping everything alive as well. And all of a sudden, it looks like Whip's army is sort of falling apart there.
Yeah, we can really see him paying for all those lost vessels. I mean, he started out slow because it takes quite a while. It takes a lot of resources to build up all those Valkyries. And then, losing vessel after vessel is really kind of limiting his kind of win conditions for this match right now. He's still on 0-1. And Striker is getting that double gas base up now. He's actually going up in supply, which is, not really what you want to be seeing as Terran. So I think Striker's in full control of this game right now.
Yeah, it looks really good for Striker, cleaning up that entire force up there in the top right. His army has shut down the 3rd base as well. And like you said, the upgrades for Whip just not cutting it. Only +2 attack right now. And, Striker's already on 1-1.
Oh my god. These 2 Marines almost killing that.
I know, barely able to save it there, It's always got to sting when you're already behind and you think you have an opportunity to potentially catch it back up, and then it gets dashed away right there.
But the units are
+2
cool.
Carapace
Just look
already.
at the map. Oh my god.
Yeah. +2 attack against +2 Carapace Lings. That is never a good sign when the Zerg have even upgrades, and he's coming across with the Ultras right now, and I don't think these Ultras are getting stopped. They look hungry.
There's like 4 Marines there. I mean,
well, the battle cruisers are showing up. If this was, based on the lore, the battle cruisers could probably take out a couple of Ultralisks, but.
Oh, and Whip taps out. Yeah, see, Whip is probably used to StarCraft 2, where the battle cruisers actually come out 20 minutes earlier. Even though this game wasn't 20 minutes, they actually appear like right at the start of the game in StarCraft 2. They actually teleport into your mineral line at the start of the game.
They don't have SCVs in SC2. They just use battle cruisers to mine.
Yeah, because you don't need to actually mine. Terran's actually even more ridiculous than StarCraft 2 for anyone who's unfamiliar. I mean, I know as a Brood War fan, you probably think like, wow, Terran is almost unbeatable in Brood War. But let me tell you, in StarCraft 2, it just gets even worse.
Your balance whining doesn't really work when a Zerg just won the game.
Well, yeah, but like I said, that's just because Stryker is such an incredible player. He's one of the smartest people alive, and he's just about 5,000 MR ahead of Whip. It'll be years before Whip can face Stryker.
Definitely a very talented top rank NA Zerg Stryker, showing us once again why he's a force to be feared in the NA scene. And now we're going to have a very exciting match. Keen, you want to introduce our players?
Oh yeah. This is a really ZVZ. It's a ZVZ. Crossy against Machine.
Yeah, Machine going to be co-casting here with me later tonight, so I hope you guys all give him a warm welcome when he shows up here. And right now he's going to be playing this game against Crossy. Crossy, probably the most feared Zerg in the NA scene, and I gotta say he's got to be a huge favorite in this game.
Yeah, I would say so. Crossy is very, very scary. But at the same time, Machine, he's an old school player. He has a lot of experience in tournaments under his belt, and he has been improving quite a bit. He did win his first match against Raz on Polaris, I believe. So yeah, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with on his own as well. But yeah, it looks like we have Machine in the bottom right, and our blue Zerg Crossy in top left.
Do you think these spawn positions are going to be relevant this game?
I think Crossy, I feel like he goes 9-pool a lot because he's just very confident in his early game and his Ling micro and his early Muta micro. And so I'm guessing Machine is more of a standard player. He usually goes for more economic builds. So I'm guessing we'll see a 12-pool out of him. So if he can safely 12-pool with very little threat from Crossy's 9-pool speedlings, then I would say Machine might start out with a pretty significant build advantage here.
We'll have to see what both of them want to do. We're gearing up for that moment where we will probably see a early pool if we're going to see one. Looks like both players just opting for an Overlord right now. And still no pools down, so looks like both players potentially going for fast hatcheries here. We'll have to see if one wants to take it at the natural, if one wants to take it in the main, but we might have some mirror builds here. Actually, never mind, I take that back. We do have a pool down here, 12 pool by Machine, so.
And it looks like Crossy's actually going for a 12 hatch, so completely making me my words here.
We're going to have to see if that hatchery is going to be in base. It is, but still definitely favorable for Crossy overall here. Getting that pretty big build order advantage by going for the hatchery first over the 12 pool.
That is so strange. First of all, in base 12 hatch, it sort of indicates to me that maybe he's going for a 3 hatch like Ling build, or if he's just going for a very safe 12 hatch. But then the hatchery placement is also a little puzzling to me.
I think it's just for a safe 12 hatch, but I'm not sure for sure. For sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he goes for here. Very interesting. I feel like Machine could still potentially be a little ahead here. Maybe at worst it's even.
Well, I'm a little worried about how he's going to hold the big Ling swing here in a second when all these Lings pop out for Crossy.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, Machine will only have to hold the high ground. And, it's not a super narrow choke by any means, but it's not like, you're fighting an open ground either. But, yeah, it looks like Crossy stopped mining gas after Ling speed, so I think we will see a 3-hatch Ling from him.
Crossy going to be flooding in with a lot of Lings here very quickly. obviously going to be very aggressive with his links here. He's going to know probably by now that it is cross positions just based on the Overlord timings from both players' Overlords meeting here. So should feel pretty confident about this. Dropping down another hatchery right at his natural there, like you said, going for the 3-hatch massling. I mean, at least most likely it's going to be masslings. I'd be very surprised if he decided to try to drop Hydralisk on us or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I don't think Crossy is the type of player that we're going to see Hydras from. But yeah, he even denies the dealings from Machine getting any scouting info. I think they may have seen that Crossy's expansion wasn't up, but he's still pretty much in the dark. This is one of the downsides of being cross positions, where if one player goes for a kind of greedy build or an all-in build like this, and they can deny the scouting from the other player, it's really hard for the Zerg who's going for a more standard build.
Well, Machine is also gunning up for a big attack here, just pumping Lings himself. Crossy's seen a lot of these Lings with his Overlord, though, so he knows that there's a big, group of Lings right outside his natural. So this has got potential to swing disastrously for Machine here when he makes this attack, man. I'm very worried for him.
Yeah, this is not what you want to be doing against a actually heavier Ling build. I do kind of understand his thought process. He kind of stopped mining gas for a little while just to get some extra drone mining, just to get some more Ling production. But he totally missed this Ling run by Crossy. So these are gonna hurt Machine's economy quite a bit.
Yeah, these Lings are gonna be so disastrous for Machine. Look at how much damage they're already doing, and I think Crossy's gonna have more than enough Lings with reinforcements, especially to hold off back at home. Way closer fight than I thought. Machine actually able to take it, but like I said, he's got 3 hatcheries back at home pumping Lings. Meanwhile, able to cancel this fire, Crossy is, and now he's just got 4 Lings running around rampant. I guess both players do have 4 Lings here. If Machine's able to stabilize, he might have a chance here, but this is going to be a lot of Lings that he's going to have to deal with.
Yeah, that was a huge win for Crossy right there. I was actually surprised that Machine's Lings did break through, but they were cleaned up very quickly, and the Crossy's Lings got so much damage done in Machine's base. He made him cancel the Spire, which is huge. It kind of neutralizes every single little tech advantage that Machine had, and his economy is in worse shape now. He's down in supply. He had to make 2 Sunkens just to survive, and even with these 2 Sunkens, yeah, Crossy's just going to run by.
Yeah, those Lings out of position there. They needed to be able to block these other Lings from getting in so the Sunkens could help out. Now you can see Crossy with just an overwhelming Ling advantage inside Machine's main here. And this is really, really scary. He's doing a great pull there. Managed to get almost all the Lings with that pull, but, even just pulling your drones there hurts your economy so much when you're already behind.
Yeah. I mean, I think Machine has about maybe 8, maybe 9 drones total mining. You can see Crossy has like 14 drones. And Crossy has a hatch advantage. Machine has a tech advantage still, but he doesn't actually have a Spire building, so it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, Crossy's going to be able to transition out of this very, very quickly here once he wants to. His economy is actually pretty insane. I mean, for ZDZ especially, look at how many drones he's been able to pump out behind this harassment that he's been doing all game long. He's already got the Evo chamber if he wants to make a Spire, and I'm surprised he doesn't have an Overlord just sitting right on top of, the main and the natural there of Machine, but I guess he was afraid of oh no, he does have an Overlord there. So he sees his Spire going down right now. He knows the timing on that. And yeah, he's going to be feeling very confident about his chances this game.
Yeah, but we do see, he was thinking about moving up there, but we see Machine actually has a little Ling counterattack of his own. So if Crossy does try to get a little saucy with these Lings, he'll get punished for it. But it looks like he is being, a little safe here.
He definitely needs to be very careful. Can't get greedy and try to kill Machine here, because Machine still has some fight left in him. With those backstabbing Lings there, could easily change the whole tide of the game if they are able to get in undetected. And that Spire's almost finished. We're going to have to see some Spores go down here for Crossy. His Spire, of course, not going to be in time as later, so much later.
Is he actually going out for a 3rd expansion already? That's actually sick.
Is he actually going to go and try to place one down? Probably would have to hide it, because I don't think I'll have the Mutalisk to be able to hold at all. And it looks like he is going to hide it down here at bottom left. We'll have to see if that ever gets scattered. I have a hunch that most likely it doesn't. I think a hidden expansion is not what Machine is thinking about at all right now.
Yeah, especially being on such a back foot already. I mean, yeah, like when you're feeling comfortable, I usually start sending out a couple lings just to scout every base, just to be safe in ZVZ. But Machine is really not in a great position right now. So I think he's going to try to use everything at his disposal to get an advantage back here.
Well, this is his opportunity with those Mutalisks popping. He's going to have the air advantage for a brief period here. We're going to have to see if he can get anything done with it. He's got a lot of lings, so maybe he's gearing up for some kind of big attack here. You can see that Crossy's own Spire is going to finish up pretty soon, though, and it kind of looks like Crossy might have the gas advantage. Maybe he was mining from his naturals faster than Machine was.
Yeah, but okay, so he kind of baited these counterlings. Yeah, that was completely shut down, actually.
Yeah, big shutdown by Crossy there. And Crossy just has such a lead, man. He's got so many. I mean, because he doesn't have Mutalisk right now, the supplies make it look deceptively close. But as soon as Crossy spends all his gas, he's going to have a huge supply lead, I feel like.
I feel like that Ling counterattack was kind of Machine's really big chance to kind of even things out, but he just went so quickly. And Crossy was able to just run right back and completely neutralize it.
Yeah, I'm able to shut that down completely. You can see Crossy moving out with a big wing counterattack himself here. Finally, his own Mutalisk popping here. And with that Spore Crawler, I can't see Machine busting through here.
Yeah.
Lings racing across the map, but I think these links will get shut down too. There is 2 Sunkens back in the natural there. They can try to run by, but there's still a lot of Mutalisks here, so...
Yeah, Crossy wisely just splitting up the lings to save what he can, but really, those lings aren't that important, honestly. He could have ran by, he could have tried to pressure. He just has such a huge advantage right now. I think he already has the muted advantage, and he still has... Okay, no, he doesn't have the muted advantage yet, but he does have 600 more gas, and he already has that third base up.
Yeah, that third base really could potentially give Crossy an insurmountable lead here if it's able to get up and start mining some gas and get a little bit of defense there. And it looks like Crossy's just going for the muted counterattack. This is what can happen when the other player has 4 crawlers back at home. And you don't. You can see there's nothing here to defend against these Mutalisks, and they are just going to do complete havoc to this drone line. None of these drones are going to survive, and this is, even if all these Mutalisks die, the damage is done. This is just disastrous.
Yeah, as the Zerg player who's losing their drones here, or at least when I'm the Zerg player, I just keep telling myself, like, okay, I just lost every single drone. My economy is in complete shambles for the foreseeable future, but I got that gas advantage, man. That gas advantage is going to keep me in it. There's no way he's going to be able to make enough mutas to beat my mutas now, right? But the answer is no. He'll definitely still beat you. You're really screwed after something like that.
Yeah, 5 drones to probably around 25 drones and a third base up down at the bottom left. It's going to be tough to come back from an economic advantage that far apart.
Yeah, even if Crossy didn't have that bottom base, I think he would still be wildly ahead right now. But yeah, he does have that bottom base, so... Yeah,
I mean, the supplies tell the story for sure, too. You just are able to produce units so much quicker when you have a strong economy. And yeah, he has to spend every last resource he has on more drones.
And we see he's actually putting... Okay, so it looks like he has 2 on gas at his natural, but 3 on gas at his main, so... I think he's just given up completely on trying to ever...
Yeah, it looks like he's going for a lot of Scourge, and he's just going to go in here, but I don't think he has nearly enough here. Scourge not getting that great of splits there, and there's a lot of Mutalisks here and 3 Spores, so you can see Machine's Mutalisks starting to melt there. More Scourge coming in, maybe able to swing the tide, but Machine definitely not able to end the game here, and without ending the game and trading most of his Mutalisks away here, I think we're going to see a GG, and there we go, man. Crossy able to take it.
Yeah, that Hail Mary was really his only shot. Definitely worth a try, but Crossy just had so many spores there. It's really impossible to punish from a position like that.
Yeah, very, very difficult when you're that far behind. And yeah, sometimes, when you don't have to take the risk of losing your drones because you got the spores, you can just make that trade and it works out.
But we will be going into our first Mirror ZVZ Team Melee here. Interested to see how this pans out.
I'm interested too. This is probably going to be the most exciting match of our lives. Do you think we're going to see anything different? I honestly don't see why you would see much different in the terms of strategy.
I was thinking about that earlier. I was trying to figure out what would actually be the ideal build to do in ZVZ, so you could take advantage of one player macroing and one player microing. And honestly, I still have no idea what that build would be, because macro is basically non-existent in ZVZ, let's be honest.
Well, it would sort of depend upon what the opponent is going, right? If your opponent is going for a 12 pool, then the best build would probably be a 12 hatch, so you could make more units for the other player to micro.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm sorry, am I boring you, Keen?
No. I'm just conserving my energy for this crazy match right now that we're about to witness.
Very exciting. I think for Team Smack, we're going to have JY and Crossy.
Yeah, these two have a lot of probably anti-synergy. I think they've played with each other a lot, but I would guess they're probably going to be arguing with each other the whole match because they're both...
Well, they were able to beat your team last week, TT1 and Raz, so I don't know if you should really be talking that much trash.
Well, they got lucky. Come on. They still lost the overall match against us. So
yeah, but so
that's
far
what matters.
Cross and JY have shown that they're pretty talented here, and we do have Striker and Machine on Team Scars here. So we'll have to see who's going to take this, man. I think on paper, once again, you got to give it for Crossy and JY. I think they're probably on paper the better combo in terms of raw skill. But I don't know, Striker and Machine, they might surprise us, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think Striker and Machine have won both their matches in Team Melee so far as well. So
maybe they got that god tier synergy.
Yeah.
They did the DBZ fusion dance, and they're actually just playing as one person.
I feel like we've mentioned it before on the cast, but Striker and Machine are very similar in terms of style. They're both very standard macro-oriented players. So really, it's like, Striker is the father and Machine is the son. He's a little baby Zerg, and Striker is kind of taking him under his wing, showing him the ways. Would you say?
I can see that. I think you could give it a ton of different sort of like mentor-mentee relationship, right?
Yeah, is that the term for it? Mentee?
I think mentee is the term, if I'm not mistaken. But
okay.
I'm not like a word doctor, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, neither am I. But you do speak really good, so.
Yeah, I speak good for sure. I speak real good. Spawning in the bottom left as Team Scarves, the Orange Zerg, we have Striker and Machine.
Yeah, and then the other team is Crossy and Jayun.
As yellow in the top left. They kind of look very similar. So
right, they look exactly like.
Very difficult to tell, and when they're fighting, it's going to be even more difficult to tell. And it looks like we have some mirror builds going up here.
Wow. What
really going to be a battle of the micro now?
Yeah, I can't. It's going to be really. It's going to be a nail biter. This one, I can feel it in my loins.
I hope we get to see some meterless micro. That'd be pretty sick. Some really sick 100% focused meta micro.
I really don't like that pool placement. By wait, okay, no, that's pool placement by machine and striker, actually. Okay. I was getting nervous that it would actually block the gas, but okay, it's actually fine.
It looks like it does mess it up a little bit there. The drone moves every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then it delays it just a second there. So the pool placement just a little bit off there.
Well,
not the biggest of deals, but
yeah, we probably won't see it come into play, but one thing that is fairly important in ZVZ is to kind of SimCity everything that you can with each building. So, we see Crossy and Jeyun, they put their pool in between their gas and their minerals. So if they were in a situation where the enemy lanes were in their base, that would form a little bit of extra protection for them. Whereas it won't really for a striker machine. But
another unfortunate thing here for Team Scars is that they sent their Overlord in the wrong direction at the start of the game there, so they don't see what's going on here. Meanwhile, Team Smacks has their Overlord already in the main of Team Scars, so they know exactly what's going on and they know what they need to be ready for. So we've seen the link count here. I think Team Scars should probably have a pretty good idea of what's going on. You have to be a little bit worried here because their links might get caught off here. We're going to have to see what they want to do with these other links here.
If these can get intercepted and killed, it'll be huge for Team Smacks.
Really good wall here, and now he's coming down with all his links. We're going to get a little bit of a link fight here. Actually, Team Scars not wanting to take it. They don't have speed yet, so definitely just going to sit up on their ramp and play defensive here. Big link fight going on here. It looks like Team Smacks trying to break up, but I don't think they have enough links here, so they're going to lose the fight here. 2 links managing to get in. Still no speed here for the other links. Spire going up for Team Scars, and now they have to worry about these links getting kills on drones. 1 drone goes down already.
Yeah, I can't believe they got an advantage in that fashion, because when I saw the fight on the ramp, they really, striker and machine won that pretty convincingly. But it must be. I think it's actually Jeyun that's.
Yeah, it looks like Jeyun is the one microing the links here, and he's doing a great job here, getting 2 drones. You can see the advantage that speed links have over slow links. He's just all over the place with these links, picking up the links of machine whenever he gets an opportunity to, and also just able to pick off drones. The Spire for Team Scars is faster, so that's their saving grace this game. They potentially can get the Spire out and save the game here. But another drone going to go down here. God. You can just see these lings are all over the place, and another one's going to get picked off as well. Jeyun, when he can focus on his micro, it's pretty immaculate, and he has just done
absolutely devastating. Forcing not only getting all those drone kills, but forcing a sun kill. This game is over.
Yeah, this is completely over here, and even though the Sunken's up, even though the Lings probably can't get another drone here, so much work has been done, and yeah, this is going to be all she wrote for Team Scars and Team Melee, man.
Yeah, that was just wow. Really, just a showcase, like a Zergling micro clinic. If you want to learn how to harass in ZVZ, just rewatch this VOD. That was sick.
Yeah, obviously, it helps when you can focus only on your micro. It might be a little bit more difficult to pull off micro like that if you're playing in a 1v1 match, but definitely just absolutely sick micro for sure.
You got to dress for the job you want, not for the job you have, all right?
I agree. Now, their one chance here to win this game still is they might have a slight Mutalisk advantage here for just a second. They're coming in with quite a bit, but looks like it's just going to be 2 Scourge here, and with 3 Mutalisks and more popping soon, I think Team Smack should be able to hold here. Jeyun doing a good job with the Mutalisk so far, managing to pick off, well, now he's losing all his Mutalisks.
Yeah, getting a little too ambitious there. Once you go below 3 Mutas, it's actually insanely hard to micro against Scourge. So when he lost that first Muta, he probably should have just ran.
But look at the complete and utter ruin on Team Scars. No economy to speak of.
They have 1 mineral. I don't even know why they're bothering mining gas right now. They need to, if they, I mean, I don't think they have a route back into the game, but if they did want to, they should probably just pull that last drone off gas.
Well, they have a drone that's just hanging out that decided.
Oh my gosh, that's absolutely devastating.
Fuck this game, I'm done working. Just hanging out for a couple of seconds there. Finally getting in. and deciding to mine. But you can see this is pretty hopeless. They're still not making units, and meanwhile, Team Smax has 3 Mutalisks, and now they have 4 Mutalisks, and now they're going across the map with these 4 Mutalisks. And when those 4 Mutalisks get there, Keen, I don't think they're gonna play nice, dude. I think they're gonna do some nasty shit to these drones.
Yeah, it's not looking good. 20 supply to 12 supply, you know. Okay, and there's Striker machine tap out.
And JY and Crossy taking the game there. JY showing off just some absolutely nasty juggling micro for sure.
So I guess the answer to my question was 9-pull speed. Just go 9-pull speed. It'd have absolutely insane lane micro. If you're literally just microing and not not macroing off of the one hatchery in ZBZ, then you can actually control 2 groups of lings at once and just weave in and out and be absolutely devastating. I'm wondering at that point if the traditional roles of like having one player on macro and one player on micro maybe should be split a little differently, and you should just have like both players microing, but microing different parts of the drone line or something.
Yeah, microing. One person micros a set of links and the other person micros the other side.
But we're getting into really advanced tactics here, which I'm sure...
I don't know if it's actually the best strategy either, because if they almost won that fight, and if they win that fight with just like a couple more links and hold their ramp there, then all of a sudden those 2 links don't get in, and if the first 2 links don't get in, then maybe the whole game's different,
That is very true. But it looks like we'll be moving on to our 4th match now. Scarlet against Jaeyoon on Ascension. This is one of the matches I was looking the most forward to tonight.
Seriously? What about your own match?
Oh, well, I don't want to toot my own horn. But yeah,
okay.
This is... I haven't seen Jaeyoon... Well, anyway, so we have Jaeyoon, our Black Zerg, in 12 o'clock. And Scarlet, our purple Protoss, in bottom left.
Purple is such a good color on Protoss, man. Look at that.
Yeah, the royal colors.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So Jaeyoon, I don't know. Have you played him recently? I know he's been playing a lot of Protoss, so I don't know how his ZVP is these days, but...
I don't think I have. Maybe I played him a week ago and played him like 2 games. And he played well. He beat me, so... But I also have not been playing very much, so I'm not a good evidence of someone's skill level right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So, I mean, Scarlet's PvZ, as we've went over in the past weeks, is absolutely like monstrous right now.
Now, I did speak to Crossy. Well, I don't want to. Crossy said he thinks Scarlet is definitely one of the best NA players right now, though. So we'll have to see, man, if she is able to pull it off. Jaeyoon, of course, being one of the best NA Zergs, since Remastered came out, it feels like he's been always, floating amongst the best or the top of the top in the NA scene. So will he manage to hold on to his throne tonight? We're going to find out. Looks like he's going to be going for an overpull.
Yeah, just being extra safe. That wall by Scarlet actually caught my eye a little bit. That's actually going to be a 2-gap wall, isn't it? I thought it on Ascension it should normally be like a 1-gap wall, or maybe, no, this is actually a 3-gap wall.
Yeah, it looks like a 3-gap wall. So Pylon could probably be up a little bit more there to help stop that.
But anyway, Jaeyoon, I don't know if he's the type to go for any kind of like mass sling bust, so I don't know if that'll end up being an issue. I do think it's extremely hard to get anything done with 3-hatch Hydra on this map, just because of the the angles in the confined space outside of the naturals kind of restricted a little bit, in my opinion. But maybe that's just my lack of skill.
Well, Scarlet's going for the gate opener here. Jaeyoon forced to make the hatchery in the 3rd base there instead of the natural, which is going to give this early Zealot, a little bit more leeway to harass. So that's a little bit annoying for JY, but he should feel pretty comfortable. He's already going to have 6 slings out, so Scarlet also needs to be careful not to get the Zealot just caught off and killed.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jayan did start with the overpool, so he's just being extra careful. Actually floating 3 larvae there. It's a little uncharacteristic. But otherwise, probably pretty fine. I doubt he lost much time on the larva.
Scarlet dropping down the Nexus there after a 3rd pylon, so our Nexus is definitely going to be a little bit slower than most Gateway first builds here, but should be okay as long as she doesn't get too much damage from these links. It's a little bit scary though when they start poking down the pylon, but 2 Zealots should be enough to bully off these Zerglings. Gateway going in for the probe. It looks like he's trying to show off this immaculate Zergling micro again.
Oh, great probe micro though by Scarlet.
Yeah, good block. The Lings not able to get in too much force, just 2 making it in, which means they should be able to get cleaned up pretty nicely here as long as you stay on top of them. 2 can still be dangerous though, so you have to keep your eyes on them at all times. Otherwise, stuff like this can happen where they start picking off probes.
Yeah, it definitely hurts, but at the same time, I feel like Scarlet has been keeping up her Zealot production here.
Yeah, these 4 Zealots, it looks like, are out there. Really want to send those across the map to get some counter harassment done. But sometimes it is nice to save them up until you have a couple more as well. We're going to have to see when she decides to send those across the map.
At the same time, it looks like Jaeyoon is actually just going for a very safe standard macro build here. He stopped mining gas for just early link speed, and he's going to go into 5 hatcheries into Hydra production off of this. And Scarlet, I think, doing sort of the same thing, playing fairly conservatively. Wow, that's a lot of lings from Jaeyoon, actually. I think that was a little bit of a misplay, honestly. Making that many lings before the Zealots actually move out and commit to attacking, it really hurts your early economy. And your tech is already slowed down, compared to like a 3-hatch Spire build. So we'll have to see if that comes back to bite Jaeyoon a little bit, but we do see Scarlet moving out now with these 5 Zealots, so I guess the lings will get their job accomplished.
Yeah, there comes a point where there's too many Zealots for you to make lings when they're coming across the map, and you have to have some lings pre-built, so JY just preparing for everything. And Scarlet, I thought her core was pretty late there. She already has a lot of gas saved up. You can see she's already at 250 gas. When you want to be hitting 150 gas right when your core finishes, so you can drop your Stargate right on time as well. So floating a lot of gas early on, and this is actually going to slow down her build quite a bit. You can see her Stargate's going to be delayed because of that. And it's going to, kind of hurt her timings here quite a bit. We still don't have a Stargate going down. I'm going to be surprised to see if she even goes one at all because it's going to be hitting so late at this point. But you still want that scouting there. And she hasn't been able to get much scouting done at all.
Yeah, I think, wow, that is so many Zealots.
That is an insane amount of Zealots, though. And yeah, with this many Zealots, very scary. This is definitely too many Zealots where you can't just make lings and reinforce when they're moving out like this at this point. Dropping a sunk or creep colony, but that creep colony I don't think will make it into a sunken in time. It's going to be close, Keen.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be finished in time by the time these Zealots hit.
We have a supply block here too by JY, so he's not able to make a bunch of lings, it looks like. Big 35 out of 35 supply block for a while now. And the Zealots are just going to walk past the sunken, and there's no sunken in the natural here, so all of a sudden it's going to be a big fight here. JY pulling a ton of drones to see if he can get any drilling done, but it's getting very sloppy here, and obviously pulling all those drones hurts your economy quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised she backed off there, because I felt like that was still a winning fight for the Zealots. But I guess forcing the lings is enough of a economic hit, honestly.
She's still forcing a lot of lings here too, pulling the drones again. JY taking so much economic damage to these Zealots, it really feels like they caught him off guard quite a bit here, even though he knew what was going on. And these, although he is going to clean up all the Zealots, it feels like they did more than enough damage forcing so many drone pulls. Look at the supply difference already.
Yeah. I mean, Scarlet delayed fighting there just to get, just to kind of like posture for a better position. And like you said, she forced Jaeyoon to move all those drones to delay his mining so long And, he has like 4 drones at his third. He has like 7 drones at his natural now. And being forced to make all those links, he's in such a terrible position right now.
This is actually 2 Stargate Corsairs too. And JY hoping to defend with just Hydralisk here. I think he's going to be in for a rude awakening when, 6, 7 Corsairs show up out of nowhere and just destroy all his overlords, man.
Yeah, he's going to...
got them yet?
His overlords are just going to get decimated.
Hopefully by the time these Corsairs show up, he will have speed. We don't see the archives quite yet, I don't think. We should see a DT follow-up to this. It's getting made right there, so it's not quite finished. But obviously a bunch of Corsairs killing all your overlords with the DT showing up behind is pretty devastating for Zerg to deal with. So, but JY getting a couple minutes here to recuperate. Maybe he's able to get his economy pumping up again here. Doing a decent job of catching back up in supply, and this is something that JY is really good at. When he's given an opportunity, he is a macro beast. So,
yeah, it is very hard though when you're this behind. See, the thing is, like, you don't even want to be on 3 base that long against Protoss. Like, even Protoss on 2 bases, they're just very strong on 2 bases. Like, ideally, you want to start getting your 4th up, or at least have some kind of like big advantage on the map, like a large Hydra army, so you can kind of like, contain Protoss or at least control, maybe pick off some Templars and so on. But Jaden's still on the back foot here, still making Sunkens, still just trying to turtle and grasp onto his life in this game. And it's really not a great feeling as Zerg.
He is actually getting lurkers here is going to be his solution to this upcoming Protoss army. Corsairs coming out on the map. There is speed now. Able to get a couple overlords there, I think. Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. He'll be supply blocked for a while now. Went down to 37 supply. So meanwhile, Scarlet's shooting up to, almost 100 supply here.
Yeah, taking, once again, widening that supply lead that she had. And these, even though the lurkers are going to stop this attack for the time being, there's really going to be a massive Protoss army showing up on JY's door, and he's going to need more than just 2 lurkers to hold them off.
Yeah, I do kind of like this choice by him to just go 3 base Hive, because he knows that he's already behind, and he knows he's not going to have map control for the foreseeable future. So this is really just damage control mode. You know that you don't have any other options, so you're going to go into Hive, and you're going to hope for some magic with, Defilers, with Swarm, with Plague. Maybe you can potentially make a comeback and start rebuilding your economy and getting on par with Protoss. But like you said, he has like 2 lurkers and 6 Hydras here?
Yeah, the Corsair is not respecting this at all. Coming in and once again cleaning up all the overlords. He is going to get these Corsairs, like he kills most of them, but look at the damage being done right now.
Yeah,
DC in the base, just cleaning up drones right now. The Zealots are cleaning up a bunch of drones. And JY's economy is already so bad that, you can see he's going to tap out there. And Scarlet taking the game, once again, very convincingly, showing that she is definitely, top NA toss for sure.
Yeah, really, really well played by Scarlet. It's a very hard position to come back from as Zerg. You like to think of lurkers as this kind of like defensive savior, but when you have 1 or 2 lurkers and they have 12 plus zealots, the zealots can basically just ignore the lurkers, just pretend they don't exist.
Yeah, you need that, that amount of lurkers that's actually going to punish the Protoss if they leave their zealots in there, right? 1 lurker slowly hitting like 3 zealots, It's not going to be hitting all of them at the same time.
Yeah, it's not going to get the job done.
Yeah, isn't going to scare off any Protoss. Especially because Protoss players are Chads most of the time. So, and, even alphas.
I'll be honest, even when I play Protoss, that's how I do it. I just run right in. I don't care about, lurkers. I don't even build obs. Like, who needs to actually see the lurkers? You just run by the lurkers.
Yeah, as Protoss players, we're brawny players, man. We're strong.
Yeah.
Strong in spirit, strong in brain power.
Anyway, we will be moving on to our ace match now because it is 2-2.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. We'll have to see which player both sides send out. I'm guessing probably going to be Crossy, maybe JY, but I would have to imagine Crossy.
Yeah, and we have seen Fancy Scarves send out Scarlet already as their ace. So
both times, right? For both their ace matches, I thought Scarlet got sent out. So
yeah, I believe so.
So probably going to see Scarlet again as well, and that would be a sick matchup: Scarlet versus Crossy in PBZ. Of course, sometimes teams like to throw a little wrench in the plans, but that's not going to probably happen here.
And it does look like Scarlet will be the ace, and Crossy will be the ace for Smacks. So
our caster analysis, man. Obviously,
wow.
I don't know. This might have to go in my portfolio next time Strom's talking pay. I'll say, yeah, if you want calls like this to continue,
Incredible, yeah.
Fatten my purse a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely life-changing amounts of money. In case anyone is unaware, we make a lot of money from these casts.
More than I can count.
We will be heading into the match shortly.
Right now?
On Eclipse. Yeah, by shortly I mean now.
And spawning in the top right as our dark blue Zerg, we have Crossy. And as the gray Protoss in the bottom left, we have Scarlet playing for Team Scarves.
Yeah, so this would be really interesting to watch. I feel like when they first started playing, Scarlet was just smacking Crossy around like a rag doll, just like completely dominating him. But I feel like, I don't know, I think I've watched them recently. I feel like maybe they're getting a little closer in terms of their like practice game scores. So we'll have to see. Maybe Crossy is kind of adapting to Scarlet's playstyle a little bit. I don't know. Have you
I have not seen that many games between Scarlet and Crossy, to say the very least. So
yeah,
I've seen both of them play quite a bit, but never against each other, I don't believe. But obviously Crossy, has that aggressive killer instinct style, and Scarlet just playing, so calm and collected so far from all the games that I've seen of her. So
yeah, I actually I thought I saw Scarlet mention before that like players were like commenting on her very defensive play style when she first like re-entered the scene earlier this year. And then I think I saw her say something like, well, it's not that I have that defensive play style, but I just play Crossy a lot, and he always like rushes Lings and Hydras, so it's not a game sent up.
Seems fair.
We are look at this this little Chinese message at the top. I guess this has been happening today. It's like something with the Blizzard's latest patch. Apparently, it refers to like people being online too long or something.
And that's happening for foreigner people too? They get that message?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, thanks again, Blizzard.
I don't want Chinese messages in my Brood War.
I mean, yeah. I think it's against the law to like play for too long or something in China.
Yeah, they have laws like that in Korea too for like MMOs, right? I feel like
yeah, because all those people who like
died from playing too long.
Yeah. What a way to go! Yeah. Oh boy, dude.
Now that's caster synergy right there.
Hell yeah. Seriously though, like if I was gonna die, I don't want it to be fucking playing video games. That's a sick way to die.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm all about that life.
I mean, some people say they want to die in their sleep and stuff. Like, fuck that. Why'd you want to die in your sleep?
I want to die if they're getting pentakill.
Yeah, that would be the ideal.
Nice. These lings being a little bit annoying here, poking down the gateway. 2 zealots should be able to scare them off. I love what Scarlet's doing with the probes and the zealot back and the ramp, making sure no zerglings can get past. Now she's going to drop her forge and make a nice little wall here for herself.
Man, look at that gateway though, like taking all the shields off and eating into the health. Man, I don't know about Crossy, but I would be just licking my lips.
And he is licking his lips because you can see he's making a lot more lings. He thinks he can smell some blood in the water here. He thinks he might be able to get the gateway. Doing some damage to the zealots here. They need to be so careful. One zealot almost getting picked off. Now Crossy needs to be careful too. Doesn't want to throw away too many lings, but look, he's still pumping lings, Kane. Look how many lings are going across the map. This could get real dicey.
I know Crossy, he's one of those players who just sees red. And he is only seeing red right now.
And I don't think it's going to work out for him, though.
Unfortunately, the red is the blood of his zerglings.
Yeah.
This is failing miserably.
This is not working. He's going to have to transition out of this, and unfortunately, transitioning out of this is going to be difficult because he's invested so many resources into this. There's a base done for Scarlet here. Look at the and the Overlord's in range of cannon. I think it might get away.
It should survive, I think. But that second one hitting it now. Oh my god.
Oh my god, Keen. I mean, Crossy's still making lings. He's still all in here, so
he's still all in, and he's actually going lair. But this probe is scouting everything. Scarlet knows the advantage she has right now. And giving that scout in is just like, oh.
Well, he saw the scout the whole time. It was just hanging out in his natural, and yeah, she's gonna know exactly what's going on and seeing the lair, knowing what she has to watch out for. Now, the one good thing for Crossy is because Scarlet hasn't played Brood War that long, maybe he can catch her off guard with some kind of, unexpected cheese, but this is a tall order to pull off at this point. He is down so much already in this game.
Yeah, at best he can, it looks like he'll probably have to go for, a 3-hatch spire, maybe, into like, oh, no, he's going Hydra then. So
yeah, I was wondering if maybe lurkers, if a lurker bus could be the one option maybe that can catch her off guard, maybe?
Yeah, he does have map control with these lings, and it will be a while before the Corsair gets out to scout. And he does have a lot of lings. Scarlet moving out with these zealots is a little risky.
Actually getting out and not getting scouted too, so these zealots are going to show up at the third base and just be such a nuisance. Yep, there they are. That's 4 zealots. That's never what you want to see. Able to stop all mining here at this base. And Crossy, when he's gearing up for an all-in like this, you don't want to have to deal with 4 zealots behind your mineral line.
Ooh, yeah, 4 zealots behind the mineral line really hurts. That they're going to trade so well with those zerglings.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any option here. He has to go and try to get these out. He needs to clear this up. So he has to take this trade here, and you can see those zealots getting mad value.
I don't even know. Those last 2 zealots had 9 kills, but we didn't even see the kill tallies on the other 2. That is just so many lings. And this is looking to be a Zergling lurker bust. So every ling matters, really. On the plus side, Scarlet has almost no remaining zealots at home, only down to 3 zealots, and she only has 2 cannons, which are pretty far back. So if this Corsair doesn't get going and really see exactly what's happening, if Crossy can manage to get some lurkers down by the wall there, could still potentially be game.
Playing a little greedy here, going after the overlords, and she's gonna run right into another one. And if she decides, hey, I'm gonna go get this overlord too, she might actually not see any Hydralisks before they get to her natural.
At the same time, Crossy's economy was just so devastated. He's actually supply blocked now, and he only has 2 Hydras to make 2 lurkers, so that is not that much of a threat.
Yeah, if he can kill those cannons, maybe he still always has somewhat of a chance, but I don't even know if he's going to be able to make these lurkers at this point.
It does look like he's morphing those 2 now.
He should have 1 morphing at 9 o'clock too, so it's going to be 3 lurkers here to try and get the job done, but 3 lurkers really and a handful of lings against
those
Scarlet's going to have? I don't think so. Look at the supply difference, Keen.
the lings aren't going to be enough to really accelerate the breaking of the wall that quickly. And
I mean, there's speed zealots out on the map. They're running across the map right now. Yeah, I don't see this working out for Crossy. He's gonna go for it all the same. He has to. This is his only option. There's some cannons going down there. Zealot's coming back home, and they're already right on top of the lurkers.
Yeah, this is over.
This is over. Yeah, for sure. GG there. So Team Smacks going down 0-3, Keen. 0-3.
Oh my, wow.
And Fancy Scarves, I think they're 2-1 now, right?
I believe so, yeah. Wow. Yeah, 0-3. That's really tragic. I think they've been in the ace match twice now, so coming very, very close to victories at least 2 of the weeks.
Yeah, Scarlet actually showing her MVP talent there, managing to take another ace match for Team Scars. That's 2 ace matches in a row that she's managed to win. That's got to feel good for her team there. Managing to get her right back in contention. They're sitting at second place right now. They could be tied for first by the end of the night, depending upon what happens in your team's matches, Keen. So that's going to be super exciting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I will be heading off now. Machine will be jumping in to replace me.
Awesome. It sounds good, man. We wish you the best. We hope your game is sick. Good luck in it. And yeah, I think we're going to be heading to a short break, and we'll catch you guys here in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. I am joined now by Machine. Machine, how you feeling after Fancy Scars just took the big W over Smack Squad, man?
I mean, I'm feeling great, you know. Thanks to my teammates, Stryker and Scarlet, kind of smacking people around today, giving us the big W. So yeah, fresh off a win, even though I lost my match. But I'm still feeling good about it. Ready to watch some more good Brood War.
It's a team league, man. Team effort. Every cog is just as important.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, man, congratulations on the W today.
Definitely
gonna feel good. And yeah, we got an exciting match for you now, man. We've got Revival, of Brood War versus the Dogecoin Millionaires, man. We've got some sick lineups today.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a strong one. Revival sporting the Protoss only lineup this week too, so that's going to be pretty beast mode, I'd say. Sugo, Dragon, and Tim obviously playing every match. A lot of the strongest Protoss players really like North America has to offer. Meanwhile, Dogecoin Millionaires with Keen, Hawk. And TT1 as well, another formidable Protoss. So it's going to be quite the matchup this week.
Definitely, man. And yeah, I don't think we need to delay at all. I think we can get into that Keen Sugo match whenever we're ready here.
All right, sounds good to me.
Unfortunately, I believe Sugo was indisposed this week, so we are going to have a replay here for the first match, but still exciting all the same.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Keen really kind of an up-and-coming formidable Zerg here from NA. Obviously, also casts, Rogues Gallery as well. So I feel it's been kind of nice following him and getting to know Keen a little bit more and more with each passing week. And he's going to be facing up here against Sugo, another kind of old-school Protoss. He's been around the scene for a while. I'm not exactly sure when he really started competing in NA leagues, but definitely not a Protoss to take lightly here.
Not at all. And I think we still need the stream switch here on the Discord side of things. We're seeing the OBS layout still. But yeah, I mean, Sugo, a very, very scary player when he's playing well. When he's active, obviously. And I think he's definitely, from what I've heard, my inside sources tell me that he's been very active lately. So, yeah, so I'm expecting to see a lot out of Sugo. I think when Sugo's, I think he's more underground than a lot of, because he just doesn't play that much. And a lot of players don't know, that much about him. But when he's been playing, Sugo is actually a macro beast. So.
Yeah, definitely a macro beast. I've got him on my friends list, and we played some practice games, actually not even that long ago. And I want to say he slapped me like 3 or 4 games and got bored. So like he's definitely strong, and I think particularly in this matchup as well.
Yeah, he's one of those rarity Protosses that is stronger in their PVZ versus their PVT. So.
Yep, we got Sugo actually opening with a Forge expand, Forge first on this map, playing it pretty safe. Meanwhile, we see Keen trying to get away with that hatch first. Sugo obviously just not going to let him put that hatchery down for as long as possible. And this hurts as a Zerg player. If you're committing to this hatch first... losing that drone is also pretty rough. We see him putting down the third hatchery at the mineral only. Kind of a unique thing about this map, Polaris Rhapsody in general, is that is a mineral only base, and the longer this game goes, the less useful that mineral base really becomes in comparison with the other bases. So it's kind of, at this point, Keen's just trying to get a hatchery down, so I understand it, but what he really wants is getting that double gas base towards the top right of the map. So yeah, I'd say Sugo off to a pretty solid start here early on.
Yeah, really delaying these hatcheries quite a bit. He's getting in and delaying the one in the natural again here. He's dropping a pylon. This is so frustrating to deal with for Keen, especially because his pool was so late because he was trying to get away with the 12 hatch. He didn't drop his pool down right away. His minerals got up a little bit higher, and now his pool is so late he's not able to get lings out to stop this probe from just harassing freely like this. And yeah, it's just super, super frustrating to deal with as a Zerg player.
Just continues to get that block off at the natural, canceling the pylon, not even committing many resources to this. I mean, it just goes to show how practiced Sugo is. And that hatchery is misplaced.
That is off, yeah. That is off by a hex there on the side. So, really, I mean, this probe has gotten so much worth. It might get picked off there by a couple of links, but mad value out of the probes there. And
Absolutely.
Real quick, I also just want to make a shout out. We just got 2 huge donations again. One from Alex the Great for $101. That's insane, man. Thank you for all the support. Obviously, Rogue Gallery can't make any of these events happen without you guys, so we definitely appreciate you guys supporting Rogue City Rumble. I'm sure our mods can post the Match Arena link there. If you want to support, please donate to that. If you guys like the channel, please follow as well. And we also got a $10 donation from Noob, so every little bit helps, man. We definitely appreciate the $10. Thanks so much for supporting the NA Brood War scene. Yeah, we love the support, guys. Keep it coming.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the support, you guys. Alrighty. We have a Hydra Den actually going down at that mineral only. Probably not a bad attempt here, right? The longer this game goes, especially with that second gas being misplaced, a solid 973 might be kind of a good option at this point. But unfortunately, Sugo, that probe control is just phenomenal. It is still alive. Even though those Zerglings haven't been made, he's been able to just get away with murder here as far as the scouting goes, and he will see the Hydra Den.
Scouts everything there. It's still alive. We got a Zealot moving across the map. That it looks like that Zealot was missed. I don't see any Zerglings on the way, so this is going to be a Zealot getting into the natural mineral line here, or maybe even the main, just causing so much damage to the already slow economy of Keen. He is in a lot of trouble this game. It's looking very, very difficult for him.
Yeah, there definitely should have been an Overlord placed over that ramp from the Protoss's natural, but this Zealot's going to get in, disrupt some of the mining. 1 drone drops already. Nice drill, though, by Keen. We'll kind of disrupt this Zealot and buy some time for now. But, wow, Sugo just... I mean, he's
4
just
drones
in such
in the
a strong
machine.
Point. Yeah.
Tell me how important 4 drones are early game PvZ.
Oh, it's so important, especially if you're doing some type of early Hydra timing here. It's just going to significantly delay everything. Keen is at least able to scout the tech, knows there's no Stargate on the way quite yet, and it will just be fast legs. Wow, another Zealot going to this mineral only to disrupt even more mining. Might grab some drones here. Oh, good pull there by Keen. Will prevent this Zealot from getting a kill for now, but actually, one drone does go down.
Now. I mean, the drilling has been insane, to be honest, but these Zealots, you got another one coming into the natural now. They're just all over the place. This one can walk up into the main. The great thing about Zealots is, like, even if they don't get any kills, they're just such an attention, like, you know, thief, right? They just steal the attention, of the opponent there. So Keen has to focus so hard, and meanwhile, Sugo's just right-clicking into the main and just running it around. He doesn't care what the Zealot does at any point now. It's dead. He knows it's dead. But Keen has to focus on it all the way up there. And this gives him the chance to get another Zealot right into the third base here that Keen has to focus on. And meanwhile, if you look back at Sugo's base, he's got gateways going up back at home. He's already got his Citadel done. He's going to have 4 gates with speed lots, and Keen's going to be on 3 hatcheries still.
Yeah, I mean, he's got legs up now. Fortunately, Keen doing a good job still keeping that drone count relatively high for the situation he's in, 23 drones. But these Zealots are really going to start wreaking havoc here pretty soon. 4th cannon actually going down at the natural as well. It looks like Keen's opting for some early pressure here.
Surprised about the cannon behind the mineral line there too. Obviously, that's to stop some kind of lurker drop, but I think Sugo just being, you know, extra cautious because he knows he's so far ahead. The great thing about the wall for Protoss on this map is that those cannons get such good surface area. Look how close and pressed up against the wall those cannons are. They can hit the Hydras from so far away. They actually prevent the Hydras from, you know, being able to, like, shoot down the Forge, for example, you know, because they actually range the Hydralisk. So it's a really tough map to go for this 3-hatch Hydra bust here. So it looks like instead Keen's just going to try to go for a contain and see if he can, you know, hold Sugo inside of these 2 bases for the time being. But meanwhile, we have a bunch of Zealots running into the natural of the Zerg player, and there's nothing back at home here.
Yeah, with those resources sunk into lurkers at this point. It's just so difficult to defend these run-bys. I mean, Keen's really having to focus all of his attention on just the contain at this point, but it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, definitely not. That lurker not even actually getting burrowed in time. They're going down, and this is a critical meltdown here for Keen as all these drones having to get pulled, and I think we're going to see GG any second here. There is just absolutely no hope for him in this game. Losing all his economy, losing a massive supply disadvantage here, and yeah, I don't see how he comes back.
Yeah, it's definitely a big disadvantage at this point. I mean, maybe if he's able to continually snipe obs outside the natural and, you know, gets a sizable lurker force, but just every result I feel like that's been made this game has gotten so much utility.
We can see actually a big force moving outside the natural again, and I think the obs are finished, and the lurkers are going down out there, and yeah, what do you do with that situation once he's busting out and you have no economy to fall back on? So we're going to see Keen tap out GG. And yeah, a quick advantage for the revival of Brood War Squad. They're up 1-0, man. Sugo taking it for his team.
Yeah, Sugo, I mean, just playing phenomenal. You said it from the start. He's kind of just a macro monster. Didn't really do anything out of, you know, the ordinary. He had great probe control, good zealot harass, and I mean, he just knows how to get those little edges, you know, in that early game to carry on into the late game. That's exactly what he did there. So very well played.
100%. A lot of players struggle a little bit if they go Forge, Fast Expand with, you know, doing anything with the first couple of zealots. I would show them that game right there to make your couple early zealots useful, even with the Forge, Fast Expand. Sugo getting so much value out of them.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, it was also not. It's not like he's just right clicking the zealots to the base. The angles at which he was sending, he knew weren't scouted. You know, and he just really got the most out of each and every single one of those zealots. It was very, very strong control there from Sugo.
Definitely, and we're gonna have to see the response from the Dogecoin millionaires here going into game 2. It's gonna be Dragon versus Hawk. Ooh. And this was actually our Rogue City Rumble, our first one, our first individual league there, finals. So
yes,
this is a super hype rematch here, and I got to be honest, I'm very excited to see who's going to take it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Hawk obviously getting the better of that last series, but I mean, Dragon, no slouch. Whenever you mention strongest, you know, Zergs and Protoss players, Dragon obviously playing both races. In the North American scene, you have to mention Dragon. And, you know, he doesn't have a very gimmicky style. He just plays for the late game, gets himself into a beautiful position, but obviously Hawk, no pushover either. What I'm really excited for is this is going to be played on Ultimate Stream, which is a really fun map, I feel like, for this matchup in particular. Actually, just in general as well for ASL. But I'd expect to see a pretty beastly macro game here coming up between these two.
It's definitely, I think it suits both their styles very, very well. So we could see some very crazy strats out of both these players. Obviously, they're both super macro-oriented players, right? Macro beasts. But I think more than ever, both of them have been moving outside their comfort zones and, you know, playing more aggressive. I know Hawk has definitely done some really aggro strats. He had the a couple of really sick games against Dragon in that Rogue City Rumble final where he was pretty aggro. So yeah. I'm very excited for it, man.
Absolutely. Ultimate Stream, you know, one of the maps though that I feel like it plays more to more of a defensive mindset. Like those high ground naturals are so tough for both Zerg and Protoss to break. You like I don't think you'd ever really see too many 973 openings here from a Zerg. You know, Protoss having to push up to that high ground with any type of like early Dragoon pressure is pretty difficult. It's an easy natural to wall off with, you know, hatcheries, Hydra Den, Sunken. So I'm actually just kind of like, I think the first deciding factor is going to be like, where does Zerg choose to take their third on this map? You can obviously opt for the close natural base, and then that leads to like a quick fourth, and play more of like a early defensive style with Lurker Muta, which is kind of what I'm expecting to see here from Hawk, but we'll have to wait and see.
What style do you prefer, Machine? Do you like the far natural, or do you like the close third?
I like the far natural, actually. I don't know, just that high ground I feel so easy to take, and once Zerg gets on, a quick fourth base for gas, your econ really starts to kind of start pouring in. So it's kind of where I would lean, but taking the close third on this map is just as fine.
Yeah. I mean, because you have that high ground, I think it definitely makes far natural far easier to pull off than normally it is. Definitely, you can run into some trouble against Gateway first, especially. But the rest of distances on this map are pretty far, so I think you can actually pull off and make far natural totally viable on this map. And then Hawk has been a player that I've seen that is very capable of pulling off that strat. Recently, he's been playing closer thirds, though, so I'm not sure if he's vibing far net right now. We'll have to see what he wants to do. We're just waiting on Dragon. Looks like he's taking just a second, but he's on his way right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, really the big risk is by taking that far natural is, Zealot timings are just slightly more difficult to defend early on because obviously the rush distance is, a little bit farther for you to get your, as a Zerg player to rally units to that third base and save it if needed. So sometimes it is safer to go with that quick third, which is probably why Hawk opts to take like a quicker the closer third occasionally. But yeah, we'll have to see. This should be an epic game.
How are you doing tonight, Machine?
I mean, I'm doing good. Like fresh off another win. Fancy Scarves taking it up 2-1 so far. So yeah, man, just taking it easy, watching some top tier North American Brood War. So it's been quite the night so far. What about you, dude?
I'm doing okay. I've been casting some good games, so that always feels good, man. Who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for the Dogecoin Millionaires or the Brood War Revival?
I kind of like Dogecoin Millionaires, like a little bit, just because I'm more of a fan of Hawk. Let's say, like I watch his stream all the time, and that's honestly the big reason. But both teams have some incredible players in them as well. Sugo, TT1, Dragon, Hawk. Like this is it's really hard to even pick which team you'd say would be the favorite here because they both have such strong lineups.
Definitely, man. Both have some insane lineups.
Yep, Raz as well. Another solid Protoss player.
A lot of these players are streaming now, so you guys should definitely check out their streams. You mentioned Hawk streams. I know occasionally I've seen Dragon stream, although I haven't seen him stream in a long time, so maybe he doesn't stream anymore. But, occasionally TT1 will stream every once in a while, and I know Raz streams occasionally as well. So check him out for sure. Machine, you stream on occasion?
I do. I'm trying to stream a little more and more lately. So, hopefully I keep that up.
Yeah, it's tough to always find the motivation to stream, but it does make at least grinding ladder more fun for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely does. Yeah, grinding ladder can be a little monotonous at times, so it's nice to just hang out with people and chat and talk to friends and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We should be getting into this match any second. Are you worried at all if you're rooting for Dogecoin Millionaires that if they win they'll be 3-0? You'll only be 2-1 on Fancy Scarves.
I mean, a little bit more so, because then Raz could continue to Raz me. No pun intended. But we're good buddies, and we like to keep it pretty competitive. And his team's doing a little better than mine at the moment. I mean, as they should be. Such a solid lineup. They're doing pretty strong. But part of me wouldn't be too upset if they lost this either. So we'll see how it goes.
And I think we're finally going to be getting into it here. Spawning as the brown Protoss in the bottom right, we have Revival Dragon. Of course, Revival of Brood War, the team he's playing for. And in the bottom left, as the red Zerg, we have Dogecoin Millionaires Hawk.
Awesome. Right off the bat, I gotta say, this is an odd Overlord scout pattern from Hawk. Normally, you would try to run your Overlord straight to your opponent's natural, the closest natural, which would actually be top left. So this Overlord, right from the start, tells me Hawk might be up to some shenanigans here. I'm not really sure how that's going to help, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, already up to 9 drones, so definitely not going to be a quick 5 pull at the very least. Do you think this Overlord is... It looks like it might be going for the natural over there. Maybe it's just to throw off his opponents with a weird scouting pattern. Maybe if you go for a gate first, there's a special kind of scout you can do as Protoss here, where you see the Overlord scouting down, and you instantly can avoid that.
You might be right. You actually might be right. I mean, either way, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it does not matter because Dragon is going... So what this does tell us with that early scout there is that Dragon should be going for a Forge Fast Expand here, and Hawk going for an Overpull. I think he saw that if he had any intention of going for Hatchery first, he saw that probe and saw what just happened to Keen and said, fuck that.
Yeah, no I think he did too. The pool was a little delayed. It wasn't like a standard overpull timing, so this was definitely a reaction to the scout. Yeah. Well played though by Hawk.
Sometimes it's just not worth the headache machine.
Nope, definitely not. I think this is going to be a Nexus first by Dragon. So, I lied. It's Forge. I wasn't sure if he could go Nexus then Forge, scouting such a late pool, but it's still, I think he's going to be fine here. It's the smart play. Why take a risk at this
Always
point?
A little dicey to make that call, so. And yeah, he's just going to get that Forge down. He should definitely be able to get that Nexus down before the cannons there, so. Both players going to be playing pretty even here in the early part of this game.
No drone scout by Hawk yet. Actually, take that back. He is moving around the natural with a drone outside. Not sure why. Maybe looking for a cannon rush or something. Ooh, he should not be expoing there. I don't think he quite knows where Dragon is.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten the scout off quite yet, and he didn't bother to drone scout there. Maybe he knows from the probe, though. You would assume that seeing such a quick probe with your Overlord, you would have to assume that was the scouting probe there. But now I'm a little bit worried because like that base he took at 6 o'clock is very, very close to Protoss here.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to defend unless Hawk opts for some type of early aggression. You know, a lot of the times when I expand towards my opponent, I'll opt for like a 973 opener and just throw Hydras at him. But like I was saying at the beginning of this cast, this is not the map to 973. There's a high ground leading, ramp leading to the natural. Cannons will be even more difficult to pick off with those Hydralisks than usual. So I kind of like Dragon's positioning here just from base placement alone.
Yeah, I would agree that. I mean, obviously, if you can catch someone off guard, you can still kill him with the 973, but we're going to have to see if that's even possible for Hawk. He's actually just dropping the layer down right in front of Dragon there. So it's not necessarily by any means a huge disadvantage to have your base that much closer either. It just gives Dragon a little bit of an advantage there, but it's not like game ending by any means.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
So
Dragon
if he wants to play
quick second guess at the natural.
Yeah, definitely very quick there. I don't think his core is even close to finishing there, so we could be seeing, fast Citadel. We're going to see the Stargate get popped down here in just a second.
Yeah, he's in a beautiful spot so far with such a quick core. That Stargate going down. Wow, very nice pickoff with that Zergling inside the main from Hawk. Just really staying on top of his multitasking here. Nope. +1 quite yet from Dragon, but we'll see if that changes.
Another probe. That's one Zergling being so annoying. Pretty surprising that it's able to pick off two. And the scouting probe does go down, but the it already had gotten all the information that it needed. Being able to see the spire there, I mean not the spire, the layer there, pretty much tells you that at least you're not going to die to an early Hydra bust, and that your Stargate should be able to get out some scouting information and let you know what the Zerg's actually going for if they went for a spire or Hydra defense.
Yeah, definitely.
And we do see +1 air weapons as well going down, and I believe +1 weapons on the ground weapons there. So it looks like we could be getting a 1-1 here. We're going to have to see that Citadel get dropped pretty quickly. And this is a lot of Zerglings. I'm a little bit worried they might just go rushing in.
Oh, at a wall. Wow. Dragon, unfortunately, not blocking that wall. I mean, now with these 4 Zerglings, he could pick off quite a few more probes here in the main for Dragon. This is really disruptive.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of damage done there. He kills, what was that, maybe 3-4 probes there for 4 lanes? Yeah. Definitely worth it. And, I mean, already getting the 2 on top of that, you can see, I mean, it's not, the end of the world for Dragon, but that's going to really slow down a lot of his tech and his building, and his gateway adding here. So it's going to be tough for him for, the time being. He is at least getting a full scout off here. He sees that the Spire is just finished. He could potentially have time to get at least 1 Overlord here if he really wants to go for it, but it's always a little bit dicey.
I think it's going to be a little too late. I don't think he's going to be able to get that Overlord. Yeah, Hawk should definitely be prepared for this. Oh,
with the second Corsair showing up.
Yeah. Maybe he's got it.
I think he has it, so he's going to dart away now. At least it'll get a little bit of a supply block there for Hawk, which is nice. And he does have 2 Zealots showing up right now. I love this counterattack that he's got going on. Obviously, Hawk investing a lot into that 4 links that got into his main. 5 Zealots is actually a very scary amount. The Dragon just backing off. He definitely forced a lot of units here out of Hawk. Well, he would have if Hawk wasn't already supply blocked.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate supply block at a pretty key part in the game here. I'm a little surprised Dragon even backed up with that. I think he maybe could have put a little more pressure on that third. There's no sunken, only 11 Zerglings. Yeah, it's good for Hawk that Dragon did back up there. But we do see a big swell of units here from Hawk. I wonder if this is Hydra or Muta. I think it's got to be Hydra. I don't think he was banking up that much gas. Yeah.
And we see a Hydraless popping there, a couple more as well. And these Hydras, I mean, the close base is kind of double-edged, right? Because if Dragon decides to go for the Zealot timing, which it looks like he's gearing up for, moving out of the map right now with these Zealots, if this goes poorly, these Hydras are very close for a counterattack, and you can see this one gap wall being a little bit annoying there, stopping Dragon's Zealots from getting out evenly. Getting one picked off, but they're still going here, and that speed should be finished any second now.
+1 air is also finished, +1 ground. This should be a pretty strong timing here from Dragon, as long as he groups all the Corsairs up and goes. We do have a good amount of Hydras here at the third. No sunken to be seen yet. And a group of Zerglings flanking out on the map. But Dragon does not look confident enough to attack yet.
Speed just finishing now on the Zealots, so speed was definitely a little bit delayed there. You can see he's actually adding cannons back at home, too. He's worried about the counterattack. He knows that he doesn't really have that many units back at home right now, or that many gateways, so he can't really afford to not have cannons, because he doesn't have the Templar to stop a counterattack. These Zerglings being such a nuisance this game, Machine, getting so many kills.
Absolutely, and I mean, those Zerglings, the key part wasn't even the kills that they got. They got a cannon, maybe a couple probes. That's nice, but they pulled these Zealots back once again, and he's just taking off so much pressure from that third base. And actually, Hawk now in a position to kind of put on a little bit of pressure himself.
Now, is he going to be in time? These Templar are going to have energy for Storm. Is it done researching yet? Hopefully they don't get caught off here. Actually walking right into a group of... Ooh. One Storm goes down, but it misses a huge group of Hydras, and now the 2 High Templar that have energy are gone, and these other 2 just spawned. They're going to be without energy for 15 seconds, so once again, delaying Dragon's ability to put on pressure on the map. But this is a pretty scary group of Hydras outside his natural anyways. I'm not sure he wants to move out and go down there right now.
Yeah, a little bit of a blunder there by Dragon, losing those 2 Templar. I don't think Hawk's in a position where even though he got those Templar, he could really move up that ramp and put on any pressure against Zealot Storm Cannon. But he will be delaying Dragon's third significantly from here.
And Dragon's definitely going to be feeling nervous about the possibility of some kind of contain going down here. Going down a ramp into a contain can be very difficult to break. Also, just Hawk getting, insurmountable lead because he's just able to macro up here. This is a really good play here, getting a ton of Overlords and not losing a single Corsair. It's what's, great about just, building up your Corsair amount there for a while. Like, if they just show up out of nowhere, you can really catch the Zerg off guard a lot of the times and get insane value out of nowhere.
Absolutely. He just executed that phenomenally, not losing a single Corsair, like you said. He's got that +1 air attack, so it's even quicker at picking off those Overlords. Hawk's really got to be careful that these Corsairs don't continue to gain value and pick him off and supply block him.
I'm a little worried that Hawk might be falling behind here. We can see Dragon actually taking his third base. Hawk, seemed like he had such a good position after Dragon was so delayed in picking off so many probes, but Dragon with the Corsairs supply blocking Hawk again, even though it was just for 30 seconds, it actually seems like it has affected Hawk quite a bit because Dragon's able to move down his ramp now. He's able to take his third base uncontested, and he might be able to get 8 more Overlords here in a second, dude. Oh no, this is going to be so disastrous. These Corsairs are going to melt these Overlords like butter, man.
This is just so painful for Hawk. Just wonderfully played here by Dragon. One Corsair finally drops, but not before just so much damage once again has been done to Hawk. He can't build anything. He doesn't have a fourth going up, and he can't build any units other than Overlords at the moment. This is not where you want to be if you're Hawk right now.
Definitely not, and you can see that Dragon, he's being really conservative with his Corsairs, right? He's not... A lot of players, I can get 1 more Overlord, but it's going to cost me 3 or 4 Corsairs to get it, Dragon's conserving his Corsair so he can go back in at any moment. This is like a consistent problem that Hawk is going to have until he manages to find a solution for those Corsairs. He's going to have to worry about his Overlords for the rest of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, it was really unfortunate the Hawk wasn't able to stop that probe transfer here. He's got such a big force of Lurker Hydra, but I mean, Dragon's really just done a great job of tucking himself in that little corner. He's easily going to be able to defend this natural ramp, and that third is already up and mining. Like, the ball's in Hawk's court. He's got to get a fourth now.
Finally getting a lot of the Corsairs there. In fact, getting all of them. Dragon focusing on trying to bust out of this contain here. Dragon has, 3 bases for his 3 bases, so he has a big opportunity here to get something done. He needs to be careful that he doesn't just bleed off too many units. Losing a lot of units carelessly here. And Hawk still has his massive layer army, right? Like, his army is still pretty dangerous, so Dragon needs to be careful that he doesn't just get sloppy and throw away his army.
I feel like Hawk is just continuing to win these little micro confrontations. Whether it's just picking off those early Templar, getting his lurkers in a good position down the ramp of Dragon. It's just going well, but he needs to have this fourth. If he doesn't take a fourth here, I don't see an end game for Hawk.
Yeah, his end game is going to have to be a bust here, and it has to be quick because he's not going to have that much time if he doesn't take a fourth, It's 3 base for his 3 base, and Protoss on 2 base can eventually overpower a 3 base Zerg, most of the time, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go, Dragon rallying his units outside this natural.
I mean, this is a big army, for sure, for Hawk, so maybe he can get something done here. I mean, once again, he's doing really well in these minor micro battles, like you said, but, I mean, does he have enough power to just bust right on through? I'm not sure.
Yeah, where are the Templar? I feel like there's more Templar somewhere from Dragon that are not being utilized. Oh, they're here at the third. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I'm surprised he's not rallying those Templar over here to try to get some storms on these clumps of lurkers.
I think Dragon just worried about a counterattack on his third base, killing his third base, so he's just trying to hold off against that instead. But, meanwhile, the units outside his natural are just getting absolutely ravaged, but I still feel like Hawk just won't have the steam to keep pushing on through this. He's still only on 3 base. At this point, I'm surprised he hasn't just thrown down a fourth. I don't even think it would be that big of an investment in resources,
Yeah, absolutely. He's been in a pretty great position here, minus the 4th base. for the most part. And actually, finally, some God Storms coming down here from Dragon. I think he's slowly turning the tide here.
Yeah, both players trading a lot of units, but the trade's going better overall for Dragon for sure. I mean, Hawk is barely holding on to this contain. I mean, these lurkers getting insane spines off, hitting off, you know, massive hits on all the goons there. But you can see his army's still getting cleaned up here. The Protoss army just too strong when it can macro up this much. And all of a sudden, it looks like Dragon has this huge advantage because he's just pushing through, and Hawk's on 3 bases versus 3 bases.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's just not enough econ here from Hawk. You know, as a Zerg, you really do need to make sure you're a base up. He scouted that third well in time from Dragon as well. I'm just surprised he didn't throw down another base, but it happens.
Yeah, it definitely happens here. And it's happening to Hawk right now, live as we speak. He's witnessing it happen, and yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. I mean, I don't know what you do to, you know, get back into this game now at this point. He does have good upgrades on his Hydralisk at +2, but, I mean, we already have +1 armor done on this Protoss army, and if Dragon wants, he can start getting +2 armor because he knows he doesn't have to worry about Carapace for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of ways you get back in this, and yes, I was just going to say, maybe a Doom drop in the main. If he's able to just kill off all the production of Dragon here, it might throw him off enough to get him back in this, but we just see 4 lurkers dropping in, cannons going down in the main as well. These should be able to get quite a few probe kills. Ooh, actually not quite able to get anything done at the natural, it seems, but doing some good damage inside the main are these lurker drops. Ooh, that's painful.
All of that. Still don't think anything really happened at the natural. He was able to get a couple of probes and a couple of zealots there, but not getting the type of critical damage that he needed, I don't think. This one might get some critical damage here.
Yeah, that's just beautiful position here by Hawk.
Cleaning up the entire mineral line very, very nicely there. So that helps definitely get you back in the game, but it's such a struggle when the Protoss player is on going up to 4 bases now and you're still on 3.
Yeah, it definitely is. Supplies are evening, but you know, it's because Dragon just lost so many probes, which means he's probably still got the stronger army at this point. Ooh, 4th base even going down with so many cannons. Dragon does not want to deal with these drops anymore.
And the thing about Dragon's army is that it has some late game scaling in it too. It's already at +2 armor now, +2 just finishing currently as well. And these Hydralisks, they just aren't going to have the same kind of oomph these Protoss units have going into the late game here. This army is going to be so strong. It's going to take so long for these Hydralisks to clean it up here. And you can see it's just bursting through with the storms on top for support. Look at how much is left of the Protoss army. And meanwhile, Hawk just melting away.
Beautiful, beautiful storms there from Dragon. Very well played.
Those were some sick storms. That was just coating the entire army.
Dragon also doing a great job scouting off top left. Hawk, you know, will absolutely need this base in order to recover, but we can already see Dragons all over it. 2 Zealots will take that hatchery down. There's just nothing there to help it survive. And meanwhile, Dragon not pushing in. I like that he didn't push in there. He had very low energy on the Templar count. He already did the damage he really kind of needed at that point. So why sacrifice some units? Let's just sit back, hold our 4 bases, and wait for the Zerg to just run at you.
Yeah, I wonder what Hawk's game plan here is. It looks kind of like there's some Overlords waiting around to maybe do another Doom drop. Or, I mean, now we see a big Hydra Ball once again moving out of the map. But there are so many Templar, man. This army is just going to melt the storms again, I feel like.
Yeah, there's just too many Templar here. You can't be on pure Hydra at this point. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen a Muta switch. You know, Muta against such a Templar heavy army, especially when there's no Corsairs left on the field, might be a good answer. Oh, we do see continual drops here from Hawk. I love it. I mean, these are the little moves you got to do to try to get back into a game like this. So
100%. I mean, look at how few probes Dragon has left. I mean, he still has a lot of probes, but his natural and his main both basically empty, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, nice little skirmish going off in the middle here. Hawk trying to pick off these Templar wherever possible, but there's just so many units here from Protoss. This is going to be, I mean, near impossible to hold.
Yeah, these units, and they're so strong with the +2 armor. It takes so long for the Hydralisk to kill them. Looks like Hawk going up to try and kill this, 1 o'clock base here, this 12 o'clock base, but even if he is able to kill this, it doesn't really matter that much to Dragon, because Dragon is still mining on 4 bases. Like, he hasn't even mined out of his main all the way yet.
Yeah, exactly. This base is almost just a distraction to keep his other 4 bases alive at this point. I mean, he doesn't even need it. Hawk still just on his 3 bases. They're probably going to be mining out here shortly as well.
Yeah, and something that, a benefit of building this base is now he catches all these Hydralisks too. He's able to clean all this up. Obviously, it'd be better if he could save the base too and kill all these Hydralisks, but, Hawk being, as resourceful as he can possibly be with what he's got left. So there's always that. Hawk will give you the best possible game every time.
Wow, Hawk just continuing to drop that natural. I'm so surprised that cannon hasn't gone up to defend that at this point.
Yeah. Dragon just giving up on that base, it feels like. Saving basically every Hydra that he can over there, all 7, so.
We do have a 4th finally for Hawk. Maybe if he's able to stabilize and get, another nice couple lurker drops, he could pull himself back into this. But really, 20 minutes into the game, Zerg wants to be on Hive Tech. They want to have all their upgrades. They want to have a bunch of lurkers to sit behind. This is kind of a struggle. Oh, and here we go. Big storms coming down from Dragon.
I think that's game right there. There goes
just
Hawk's
evaporated.
army.
Yeah.
And now that 4th base, our saving grace in the game, is gone. And yeah, that was our one lifeline back into this game potentially. And with that going, this is a big Hydra force here, but there's still so many storms left. The one thing about this many High Templars, it actually gets kind of hard to storm them all, kind of, but
unless you're Dragon.
Still doing plenty of damage here, and you can see the supply difference here is insane. Up 60 supply, doubling it, almost tripling it now. And yeah, Dragon's on 3 healthy bases, soon to be 4 if he can get, 12 o'clock up, and meanwhile Hawk's mining out of his main, his natural, and his third base.
Yeah, just phenomenal play here from Dragon, really controlling this game at felt like every point.
Yeah, those early lanes had me worried for him, but it didn't seem to slow him down. He just powered through, and even his Zealots got delayed for a while, right? But
yeah, the timing got delayed. He lost his first 2 Templar, I want to say.
Those Corsairs were such a swing, man. Such a smart play to bring the Corsairs out when he did.
Yeah, it definitely was. That was the turning point, I feel like, in this game for sure. The Corsair control is just phenomenal. And Hawk's still in it. He's still trying to make it a game. He's, down a couple bases, down, 80 supply, but he's giving us a show for sure.
Hawk never one to give up when there's still hope, especially in a tournament game. So you can't blame them for that. Always want to give it your best.
Yep.
But this one is looking pretty hopeless here. Down, basically 3 times, Dragon supply there. So, and he still doesn't have that 4th base up in mining. So it's pretty tough to even, think of potential comeback opportunities for him,
Yeah, it really is. Every base is so fortified. A lurker drop, that he did earlier did so much damage, but that's just not likely to happen at this point in the game. Protoss is defended.
This is about as hopeless as a game can get. Like I said, you got to respect Hawk for trying. When you are a observer and can see everything, you know that there's absolutely no opportunities there. And Dragon taking the game, bringing it up 2-0 for the revival of Brood War squad. So,
Yeah, very, very well played there by Dragon. You know, he was patient, just got himself in a good position. I mean, well played by Hawk, too. I really feel like that forward third kind of just threw off his game plan from the start. So it was a little unfortunate, expanded towards his opponent, but still, you know, very well played there.
Definitely. But now, you know, we've had a couple of pretty sick matchups so far, but now we have TT1 and Raz versus Dragon and Tim. And what makes this one really crazy is that TT1 and Raz have not had a lot of success so far in this team league. And now they're going to have the trial by iron machine. If they don't win this game, their team loses this week, and they go down to 2-1 like everyone else except for Smack Squad, which is 0-3.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a pretty clutch moment here for TT1 and Raz. You know, if they're able to pull this one out, we can take it to some, you know, the next game. But if Tim, you know, is able to kind of close this out, this could be unfortunate here for the Dogecoin millionaires.
Do you think they've solved their problems, the TT1 Raz squad, or do you think we're going to see... apparently I am being told just now that actually it's going to be TT1 and Hawk, because Raz is not available this week, actually.
Oh, shoot. That's unfortunate. Well, TT1 and Hawk, obviously two phenomenal, strong players jumping in, you know, to play Protoss. Obviously, Hawk, not a Protoss player, but I'm sure he's dabbled. So they could still be fine.
Yeah, Hawk changes the dynamic a little bit, but you have to assume that at least TT1 will probably still be the macro player, right? Knowing the race a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, I don't know, Machine, do you off-race ever or no?
I mean, I dabble. I actually, believe it or not, play Terran on island maps because, yeah, island maps used to be a thing back in the WCG days, and I tilted so hard that I was like, I'm never playing Zerg on an island map ever again. But yes, I do play a little bit of Protoss and Terran occasionally. I suck, though.
Do you ever notice a difference, like if you're playing Protoss or Terran, in terms of... Obviously, like, the biggest notice, like, when you play an off-race is, I don't know a good build, I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. When you play against other people that are, you know, if you're playing Terran and you play against another Terran, do you ever notice that they have micro tricks that you don't have or anything like that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, players who actually play the race, there's so much more practice on things like patrolling with vultures, you know, wraith control, you know, Corsairs hitting your storm drop timings. Like, yeah, there's definitely going to be a strength to it. It's not going to be beneficial for Hawk here playing his off race, but I think with TT1's guidance, they could definitely pull it off here.
Yeah, I'm curious to how much of an effect that would actually have when you're able to focus solely on, like, obviously it would still have some kind of an effect, but you know, when you're solely focusing on the units, you know, you could probably mitigate it quite a bit. But yeah, you just have more, when you have more experience with a unit, you feel more comfortable with it, you're less likely to make a mistake with it. We'll have to see, especially when it comes down to like Reaver micro. Like maybe, I don't know who's microing. I think Tim's probably microing for Dragon and Tim on...
I would guess so as well, yeah.
On Team Revival here, but I'm not 100% sure. But we'll have to see if Tim's able to abuse Hawk's micro at all, because, you know, he's just more experienced. But spawning in the top left as Team Dogecoin Millionaires, we have TT1 and Hawk.
And spawning at the bottom left corner as the blue Protoss, we have from Team Revival, Dragon, and Tim. Both players opting for, I mean, just gateway inside the main. We won't be seeing any proxy shenanigans so far. Gas down a little earlier for TT1 Hawk. I kind of like that. I wonder if Revival here might be going for a 2-gate opener. Nope, just a later gas, it looks like.
Yeah, just going for the 12 gas there instead of the 11. Both totally acceptable. Not really making too much of a difference in the build there. And it looks like we're probably going to see standard openers here. We see the core dropping there. We're going to see the core on the other side. It looks like a slight advantage in terms of an extra probe, a little bit faster for TT1. So maybe a slightly better split is the difference here. But first big divergent, nope, we're actually seeing the exact same thing. So we can see they're both 16 out of 17 supply and dropping that pylon down there. That means both of them have opted to build the Zealot. So we're going to see Zealots popping out. This will help fend off, an early scout. And I actually don't see a scout from Team Doge. So they're just playing a bit more economically. They're finally going to be sending out the scout right there, right now.
Yeah, a little bit of a greedier opening. It's kind of nice to get that scout in there, but I mean, I feel like this game in particular, not really much is affected. They're both just doing the standard, PvP opener. We see range going down here for Hawk TT1, probably going to be followed up soon here by Team Revival. I'm really curious to see how the builds will branch out from here.
Goon finally going to be able to get rid of this probe. Going to have to run away here. Barely going to get away, just in time to survive. And meanwhile, Team Doge still hasn't scouted Team Revival, so you can see that probe just moving out on the map there.
Yeah, it looks like they know they're not top, that Team Revival isn't top right, so they will be cross-scouting to the bottom left. Citadel going down inside the main here for TT1 Hawk. I like it. Why not? Why not just open pretty quick DT here, hopefully get some type of an advantage from it. You've kind of pushed out the scout at this point in the game. But actually, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a robo now from Team Revival. So this should be build order advantage to Revival from this opener.
They're definitely taking their sweet time to put that robo down if it is going to be a robo. Going all the way up to 29 supply before they drop it, and I still haven't seen it get dropped yet. It looks like an expansion, actually, yeah. So they're going to skip the robo, go for a one-base expo here, and I have bad feelings that this game is going to be a quick one, because I don't think they can get that robo and observer up in time.
Yeah, this is... Oh, he thinks it's 3-gate. That's funny.
Hawk thinks it's 3-gate, so you can see his inexperience with the goon counts a little bit showing there. Definitely not super familiar with the ins and outs of PvP, but I guess he's right.
Now we have 3 gateways. But...
He's making us look like fools, machine.
Oh man,
Hawk's so good that he could tell that it's a Expo 3-gate, and he just didn't even bother writing it.
Yeah, he just didn't write the Expo part exactly. Yeah. He was like, that just goes without saying. Obviously, they have an Expo.
But
yeah, this is just unfortunate.
Yeah, that's totally game right there. There was a ASL game, Best versus Flash. That was just like this, or maybe it was Best versus Shuttle. It was one of the two in last, not this ASL, but the ASL before this one. That ended just like this. And Best lost because these DTs, you don't have anything to scout them. It's just game over, man.
Yeah, this probe going in, confirming no robo in the main. Yeah. He knows he's just walking in here to get the W.
We'll see a GG here as soon as they hear the DTs, I'm pretty sure. There's just no hope here. It takes way too long. Yep. GG.
Wow.
And GG from Tim.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get the final game, Tim versus TT1. And that's a pretty hype matchup as well.
Yeah, it definitely should be here. TT1, such a solid North American star Protoss player. Tim, kind of the new young blood up and comer. So he, who knows? Maybe Tim wants it a little more. He could definitely, take out TT1 though.
I think you gotta favor TT1 here. He's just the more experienced, better known, better tested player for sure. But Tim, it's PvP for one, and Tim is no slash, so he can definitely take games, So, yeah, I'm curious to see how both of them will do. Tim might be hungry after that last one, too. They could have sealed the deal for their team there, for Team Revival. Unfortunately, Team Doge managing to make it 2-1.
Yep, sometimes
Staying
the Invisible
alive.
Man just gets in your base, you know?
Yeah.
What can you do?
What can you do there, man? And, yeah, cleaning up everything, and here we go, man. On Ascension. Lots of mirror matchups this week, man.
Yeah, definitely lots of mirror matchups. A lot of Protoss in this series as well, between Doge and Revival. So definitely getting to see all those Protoss matchups.
Yeah.
I guess no PvT, but PvP, PvZ, a lot of that.
There's just no Terrans in this league. We need more Terrans and NA.
So we do have TT1 spawning as the red Protoss at the bottom right of Ascension. And we have Tim from Revival spawning as the blue Protoss at the bottom left. So just what do you think of Ascension for PvP? Does anything stand out about this map to you?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like a map where you can take a natural more easy than a lot of maps, just because you do have those kind of narrow chokes right outside of it that you can hold. So I would expect to see... Yeah, I would expect players to play a little bit more economically, but in PvP, it can be so volatile, and there's so many good aggressive strategies that you can pull off that they can be pretty much effective on any map, except for maybe Ultimate Stream, where you have that high ground natural is obviously really advantageous for the defender, but
yeah, you could almost can you 2-gate open on that map into taking an expansion?
Yeah, you can do a lot. I mean, that's a classic castle build, and yeah, you can definitely pull that off you can try to pull that build off on a lot of maps, so it's not necessarily even high ground there, but it is very difficult to hold against a proxy robo.
Got it. Okay.
But right now it looks like we're just seeing standard openers from both these players, so once again, it looks like we're just going to be getting a standard game here, so far at least.
Wonder if TT1 will opt for DTs again.
That would be definitely ballsy to go for the same strategy twice in a row.
Yeah, it definitely would. Could work, though.
Definitely could.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see when each of these players opts to take their natural on this map. Like you said, it feels like an easier map for Protoss to really hold that natural expansion, just because that small entrance leading outside the natural can be pretty easily blocked with a Dragoon, a Zealot, and controlled very well. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Overwatch, where they had the long bridge right outside your natural. It allowed you to take your natural a little bit easier there because you have that tight choke point, Same here with the tight choke point right outside your natural, where you can just hold that and they have to go all the way around up the high ground to get in. So you can definitely do that. It looks like we have is that a second gateway there from TT1?
Yes.
So TT1 going to be a little bit more aggressive here. And we're going to have to see how Tim responds here. You can definitely still... continue on your way and go for the 1-gate robo, which is what it kind of looks like he wants to do. If you want to, you just play really defensively, which actually wouldn't, like I said, it wouldn't be a bad option on this map because it can be a really strong defensive map. It's not like 2-gate is super all-in by any means either, though. But we're actually going to see Tim respond with just a later 2nd-gate himself.
Which is fine. It seems like a pretty acceptable build. You're maybe sneaking 1 or 2 extra probes out. I'm sure he'll go for the robo here pretty shortly after anyways. He's just trying to make sure he's not going to die to this early pressure from TT1.
For sure, but it is definitely annoying that he gets the full scout off here. Now TT1 knows exactly what he needs, or what he can get away with. Basically, he knows, hey, if I want to, I can expand behind this. And I don't have to worry about DTs coming up anytime soon because I got a full scout off and know exactly what, Tim's going. He's going for just a later strategy of what I'm already doing. So he's not going to have more goons than me, and he's not going to have, tech that I can't defend against. So TT1 could definitely take advantage of that, and we're going to have to see how he wants to do that. Meanwhile, Tim is still playing in the dark over here. He did see the 2 gateways at the start there, but he doesn't know what TT1's follow-up is behind it.
And we do see a Robo in the main of Tim, so opting for that safer play. Let's just go ahead, get the Robo, get the Observer out, make sure we're not going to die to any nonsense, but I'll be interested to see if TT1 might be just opting for his own natural expansion.
Still no tech follow-up here from TT1, but it looks like he's trying to catch these goons. But they're able to just, sneak away. Obviously, both players still waiting on range there. You can see their goons not shooting quite as far as they should be quite yet.
I think TT1 has range now, so he should have the advantage here. Oof. It's so funny that Tim opted for this pressure after getting the later second gateway. It's kind of surprising. And yes, TT1 will be going for that quicker natural, so I kind of just like TT1's build a little better here.
Yeah. It's looking like it's going to pay off for him. There is going to still be this dicey period potentially where Reavers can get out, but he should be able to hold that. I did see that his range was still spending, so maybe he forgot it for a second. Hopefully it's finished up now, otherwise he's going to be in some trouble here potentially. But this is a lot of goons. Tim needs to be careful. TT1 microing this fight so far pretty well here. Both Zealots getting on top of their opponent's goons here, but TT1 saving his one goon, cleaning up the Zealot as well. Meanwhile, his Zealot's alive, but not for much longer. TT1 still with the, goon lead, though. So, and Tim being a little bit sloppier, losing the goon, potentially.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to end up dropping, for sure. TT1 in a pretty solid advantage just from that engagement. Tim just getting a little overeager, unfortunately.
Yeah, Tim trying to take the fight here. Both players microing their hearts out here. And a big leg spike, unfortunately, there. For just a second, but TT1 definitely getting the better of that engagement there. Tim, meanwhile, he's trying to retreat here, but you can see his goons are just getting picked off left and right. All of a sudden, TT1 with a massive goon advantage, going up 5 goons to 1. I mean, the one saving grace for Tim is back at home. He's got a Reaver on the way, so he probably won't just straight up die. But meanwhile, TT1's on a second base already. He's going to see what Tim's doing. He's going to know what he's got to hold against, and yeah, he's going to be in a great position.
Big connect there from that Scarab. That was nice for Tim, but yeah, TT1 has this scouted. He knows exactly what to expect. That shuttle is going to need to run straight to TT1's base and get some damage now, or there will be no hope.
Yeah, it's always so risky to send the shuttle away right away, though, because you're not sure if there's going to be a goon counterattack coming here. You need to be careful, too, because that shuttle, if he's not paying attention to it, oh my god, he's going to lose the shuttle, and inside it, the Reaver is going to get fucking killed as well. That is a disaster.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Tim and just, I don't know, man. That is, that might spell complete doom here. Catastrophe for Tim. Because I'm not sure what he can do to catch back up. Look at how late his Nexus is, machine. Oh, so
yeah, he's down a base. He's got less econ, less gateways, less dragoons. I mean, there's no advantage across the board right now. TT1 just playing phenomenally.
TT1 really showing why he's just a titan of the NA toss scene, you know. I mean, there's TT1 Dragon, you know, I've been around for so long, and it seems like, you know, Scarlet is now coming up, so very exciting time for NA tosses. And yeah, I mean, this game, it's looking really rough for Tim. He's going to have to try to do something to catch back up. A great option is obviously to always go for some kind of shuttle drop, you know, like you said, get a Reaver in there and potentially get some probe kills. He does have the shuttle moving around right now, but it looks like he wants to go for an attack. It looks like he doesn't want to play economic catch-up. He wants to play more aggressively here. Oh, maybe the shuttle's going in now. It's tough to say.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be a little bit of an overstep here from Tim. I feel like he's got to recognize he's just lost too many units. He's lost too many Dragoons. He's lost the first shuttle, first Reaver. I mean, just try to take a quick third and do some damage that way.
TT1 just now noticing, getting the pull just in time there, saving all his probes. Well done there, definitely. Reacting in time. And Tim, I mean, like, what damage can he get back at home? As soon as the shuttle's finished here, this is going to be such a massive goon army moving across the map. Look at the supply disparity here, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
this shuttle getting caught here once again. This is so scary. How do you get this Reaver away?
I don't know if you can. I think he's got it.
Goes down there, and there's 2 Reavers back at home, still getting massive damage done to the goons here. And Tim, I think he knows he's in dire straits here, trying to get something done, but it's just so difficult in this position.
Yeah, Tim, I mean, just being very active, trying to find these opportunities, but TT1 is just not giving him anything. Tim does have his natural up now. He, is able to start making some kind of an econ comeback, but I feel like the damage has just been done.
For sure. 2 Reavers moving out on the map. That shuttle, I think, might have even had speed. No, it's a slow shuttle still. Thank God for Tim. But, I mean, the goon disparity here, the economic disparity, Tim is in just, an unenviable position, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. Third base going down, for TT1. I mean, he's got the Reaver count advantage, Dragoon count advantage. It just feels like a matter of time before he really pushes in.
Thankfully, Tim not losing that 1 Reaver there. That's his only chance to hold here, but his goons are out of position. I don't know if they're going to get back in time. They're trying to get through the choke, but TT1's going to beat him to the chase here. Getting his Reavers in a great spot here to do so much damage. Actually losing one of the Reavers inside the shuttle, but I don't think it's going to matter. He's just got such a huge supply advantage here. The Reaver for Tim goes down. There's still a ton of goons left over here for TT1, along with the Reaver behind it. And I think we're going to see GG any second here. There's just no hope he can ever recover from this.
Yeah, just phenomenal control there from TT1. And he does close it out for his team, so we will be going to another ace match here.
Man, this team league's been good to us, man. Insane amount of ace matches.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of speaks to, I guess, how even the teams really have been designed. Everyone really doing a great job picking and spreading out the skill amongst each of the teams, and just phenomenal games.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see who is going to be picked for both of these teams here. It's so tough to say TT1 or Hawk, right? Because they're both so good.
I think if you're on Dogecoin Millionaires, you think who is feeling very strong against Protoss right now? I mean, Hawk, very strong Zerg versus Protoss. TT1, obviously strong PvP, but there is a little bit of inherent risk to that matchup. Would you want to send out, TT1 knowing it's going to be PvP? I would guess you pick Hawk, and we'll have to see here who each of the teams ends up selecting.
And I think we just got a little sneak peek there that Hawk is actually going to be the choice for Dogecoin Millionaires. So now the question is, are they going to send out Sugo or are they going to send out Dragon? I think probably going to be one of those two. Tim is always an option. Tim does have that X factor where he does some really crazy aggressive strategies, and a lot of the times they just work. But I think you obviously have to favor Sugo or Dragon to be sent out, and most likely Dragon. So we might be getting another rematch between Hawk and Dragon here.
Ooh, that'll be nice. I'm sure that Hawk's probably itching for that rematch at the moment.
I don't want to give away spoilers, but I know Sugo wasn't here at the very least at the beginning of the night because we did have that replay. So I feel like it's got to be Dragon.
Yeah. And as we see, Dragon joins the game. So it will be a rematch between Hawk and Dragon. Great picks from both teams. I would say probably the 2 strongest players, the strongest players on each team. It's hard to say. TT1 very strong as well. But, it should be a close match.
Yeah, last one was very close. Hawk had his opportunities, and we're just going to get right into it. And this is exciting, man. A good rematch here. Once again, these were our Rogue City Rumble champions, our finals. Well, I mean, one of them was a champion, the other was the runner-up. And, Dragon proving that maybe he might be on the cusp of reclaiming his title if he's able to take this game again off Hawk and switch that around. So we'll have to see what they both decide to whip out here. Spawning in the top right as the red Protoss, we have Revival Dragon.
And spawning as the blue Zerg in the bottom left of Eclipse, we have the Dogecoin millionaires, Hawk. Oof, this is going to be an exciting one. You know, I like this match probably even better than what we got to see on Ultimate Stream. Ultimate Stream, obviously a nice match, but the kind of, you know, thing about a two-player map in this matchup is neither player is going to do anything risky. I'd expect nothing but a gate or a forge expand from Protoss and an overpool or some type of like a 9-pool setup from the Zerg. It's going to be a close match without a whole lot of really gimmicky stuff here early on. And actually, we see a 9-pool from Hawk, a little uncharacteristic, I'd say, but he does like to mix in his 9-pools. It can be very strong here. Now the question is it 9-pool speed or is it just like a standard 9-pool? 9-pool, a lot easier to macro out of. Actually, we see a forge opening, so I feel like Dragon has this red. This is very good for Dragon here, going towards the start of this game.
He's going to be able to get out 2 cannons. He's sending the probe across the map right away, so he's going to get a full scout off here. He's going to know exactly what he's up against, and he should just feel pretty comfortable. I know whenever I see a 9-pool and I get my cannons down in time, I feel so good going into the mid game. Like I just have an economic advantage, even though nothing's even happened, you know?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, all the pressure is on the Zerg to make some use of that very quick pool, and sometimes you just can't do it against a forge expand. You know, they get the forge on time, they had the cannons building on time, and you know what? You got to eat it and move forward.
Dragon playing very smart, very safe, not taking, you know, a lot of players like to scamp and only make 1 cannon. He knows, you know, the type of advantage he'll have. Just get the 2 cannons, build the Nexus a little bit later, and you'll be totally safe and comfortable.
Ooh, Hawk slipping that hatchery down as well. Very nice to avoid that probe block from Dragon. Dragon scouting the quick Zerglings. He knows exactly what to expect here. There will be no damage to this natural with 2 cannons this quickly. So now he can kind of focus on scouting and delaying that third base of Hawk.
Nexus going down for Dragon. Gateway going to be following up shortly behind this. And yeah, these 5 lanes, there's no run-by opportunity against 2 cannons, so they're just going to have to play Scout Denier, basically.
I actually need to step off for 2 seconds here. I have a dog stuck outside that I need to bring in. Be right back.
That sounds fine. So the Wings coming back home to try and deny the Scout. Meanwhile, we have the natural almost up and the third base going up as well. Both players are definitely delayed by the 9-pool, so it's not like, you know, only Hawk took, you know, economic damage here. Dragon still gets his natural down later. He has to build that second cannon, so his tech's a little bit delayed. But it just affects Hawk a lot more because his economy, you know, is sacrificing resources much earlier than Dragon's is, because Dragon's able to keep producing probes the whole time, where Hawk had to stop making workers and drones for, you know, the whole time he was making that pool. Welcome back, Machine.
Thanks. Yeah, sorry about that.
Hopefully your dog's okay.
Yeah, it's not mine, but yeah, he's doing good. He's just old and has arthritis and can't get up steps. So, the one advantage Hawk has here is really this map control at the early lings. You know, it is an investment getting your pool that quickly and getting those 6 lings, but if he can continue to deny Dragon scouting, it could still be worthwhile.
And he's done a pretty good job of getting rid of that scout, so it's not like Dragon's playing totally comfortable. You know, you always like to keep that probe out there until, you know, at least until like halfway done with your Stargate, just to feel really safe. But, you know, because he was able to deny that scouting, Dragon has to play a little bit more safe. The one good thing for Dragon is he already has that second cannon already down in its natural, so he doesn't need to worry about just instantly dying if Hydras show up, as long as he's, you know, constantly pumping Zealots and stuff.
Yeah. I still would... I feel like Dragon is just in a pretty fine position here. There's not going to be much of a pressure follow-up here from Hawk. With that early, you know, 9-pool, he's really got to spend all of his larva on just bolstering that economy at this point. But yeah, we see he does have his 4th hatchery. He does have a Hydra Den actually at the natural, so this will not be Spire play early on from Hawk. But that drone count is back up, and I feel like Hawk has kind of secured himself a pretty strong position already.
Yeah, they're definitely both catching back up. We're going to have to see what differences Hawk wants to do. This looks very similar to his build last game. They played, on... what's that map called? I always forget.
Ultimate Stream. Yeah,
Ultimate Stream, yeah.
It definitely was.
It looks very similar to that build, so just curious to see what changes he wants to make, because Dragon's not making that many changes. He's going for the +1/+1 again on his Corsairs and on his Zealots there, and it looks like he's going to be doing something very similar as well. So really the ball's in Hawk's game, or Hawk's court, because he was the one that lost the last game,
Yeah, he is making little adjustments. We don't see a Spire yet, so he's kind of just investing more resources in this Hydra heavy army early on. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw pretty quick lurker play from Hawk. I find it quite strong on this map in this matchup, and if Hawk can kind of surprise Dragon early on, get an overwhelming amount of like Hydra and a few lurkers and hit a contain, it could be game over. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Definitely, yeah. This map has that huge, wide expand right outside your natural, right? So if you can get lurkers down there, it can be so tough to break out of that.
Yeah, it definitely can. Ooh, nice little pick off once again by Dragon. He will be able to get this Overlord. He's just so active with these Corsairs in a way that I feel like so many Protoss aren't. So very, very nice little pick off there for him. And I mean, Hawk is supply blocked at 45 supply. Not where you want to be in the ace match, that's for sure.
Drag noticing that there's no Spire, not going for any more than just 2 Corsairs this time around, so that's a big divergence from his previous build. He's got a lot of Zealots once again. This is like a scary amount of Zealots moving out across the map, so we're going to have to see how Hawk wants to respond. He already has it sunken at his 3rd base, which is good. And he is making a lot of Hydra, so he should be pretty safe against this kind of move out right now.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the Hydra count already, I feel like Hawk's fine. He's got the drone count up. He's got heavy Hydra control here. I really doubt these Zealots are going to be able to do much with the SimCity, but we'll have to wait and see. And it looks like Dragon agrees. Just scouts the sunken, backs out immediately, and let's see what's going on at the natural here.
Just making sure that Hawk is respecting his move out here and not trying to skimp by in defenses. Hawk definitely respecting it. He's got a ton of Hydras in his natural right now. I'm going to be curious to see if he's going to try to move out in the map and get some map control with them pretty soon.
Yeah, seems like a pretty heavy committal with all these Zealots. We have a pause going down by Dragon, so we'll have to wait and see what's going on here.
You might have to deal with his dog.
Oh, he wants to get rid of the Chinese message. I don't know how you get rid of it.
It goes away. Yeah, it just goes away after a couple. Fortunately, you can only talk to observers.
All right, he's ready to go. Yeah, I don't blame him. It's annoying having any portion of your screen being blocked by anything, especially in a game where these players need every bit of resource on that monitor to see.
For sure. But it's an important message that the Chinese government's trying to spread. So.
Yeah, play less video games at night.
That you can't read because you don't speak Mandarin.
Yeah, I don't. That's just a whole other thing. I don't know why this is suddenly popping up for everybody, but it's kind of funny. 4 Templar moving out. This is beautiful play by Dragon. Scouting no Spire. That was all these Corsairs wanted to do. He just wanted to say, okay, there's still no Spire, aka there is no possible way you're going to run me over with Muta right now. I feel safe moving out with my Templars, and I'm going to go light your Hydralisk on fire, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I was looking at the mini-map when those 4 High Templar were moving past those Overlords, and I saw that they did not get looked at, and they're getting all the way across the map, unharassed here. And that's when High Templar get really scary. All of a sudden, all these Hydralisks are so vulnerable to these storms. Look at the Hydralisks. They're just so softened up now. All of a sudden, it looks really, really scary, and there's still a High Templar with another Storm left inside the natural now. One more Storm probably going to go down here any second. Big Storm in all the units. All these Hydras are so damaged.
Not sure why he opted to not storm the mineral line there, but still. Honestly, I think Hawk controlled that about as good as he could have, given the position.
Off guard for sure. And
yeah,
I mean, it's still scary because there's just so many Zealots just on the run right outside his natural, you know, and he doesn't really have the army to stop those. But the Lurkers, as soon as they finish up, you know, like then he'll have some map control again. But definitely dicey there for a second. And the scary part is he didn't actually clean up any of those Zealots, so now they get to go home and, you know, they're going to be back in bigger numbers.
They're going to have to fight Lurkers when they come out. I think this is the opportunity that Hawk maybe was looking for. He could still possibly go for a Lurker contain. Observatory just finished. But, you know, it looks like he's smartly just opting to take his fourth, play defensive, which is also a very acceptable choice at this point.
Yeah, that fourth base already done, so he's not wasted any time in getting it up. He's going to be able to drone that up super quickly with the amount of hatcheries that he's on, and yeah, it's not like Dragon's really in a position to challenge it anytime soon. I love this by Dragon getting both bases ready, this bottom right base and the top 12 o'clock base as well.
Yeah, it's so strong for Protoss, and I mean, unlike any other race, you can send a probe over there and it can not only build the base but the defense it needs to hold. So it's just such a solid opportunity that Dragon has taken to take that bottom right base at such an early portion of this game. Hawk is on the defense. We've already seen it. He's got the quicker fourth. He's got Lurker tech. He has no reason to attack right now because he thinks he's, you know, ahead economically. He's ahead, you know, as far as army value goes. So yeah, a really, really solid play here from Dragon to take that base.
For sure. Something about Hawk though is, I mean, we saw it last game. He is able to get just such insane value out of his units that he can keep games going way longer than anyone, you know, should be able to keep going, just based on how much value he's able to get out of his units. We'll have to see that if that comes into play here. I mean, this attack right here is really scary though. It's getting some big storms off on a lot of Hawk's units.
Huge storms.
All of a sudden, where is Hawk's army? These Lurkers popping right now are cleaning up these Zealots really nicely, but I'm still a little bit worried here.
Yeah, a lot of Hydras coming in from the natural to flank, but he might end up losing some drones here, which would be a little unfortunate. Templar is also being picked off by that stray Lurker. Actually, they might make it out. So a little bit of value here from Dragon, but actually, I don't know. I actually like the trade for Hawk in general there. Losing all of his obs, losing all of his Templar. Oof, that was a little painful.
It started out nice for Hawk, and then all of a sudden it swung way back in Dragon's, started off nicely in Dragon's favor, and then it swung way back in Hawk's favor at the end there when he's able to clean up the whole army. None of it getting away, really. Those Zealots, once those Lurkers burrowed, those Zealots actually melted super quickly, and all the supply melted with Dragon there. So now he's actually down in supply, and PVZ, you never want to be down in supply. Obviously, if he can get both these bases up, he's still in a good spot. But now it's looking like this contain that was a pipe dream seconds ago is going to happen now.
He's going to scout this third and be thinking, what is going on here? Why is the Nexus not up? He's kind of got Dragon's army section off towards the top left of the map. These are just going to be free units eventually. There's just no way for Dragon to really recoup with the rest of his army. So gotta love Hawk's position here. But Dragon taking the 6 o'clock base as his fourth, this is some 200 IQ level plays here.
Dude, if these bottom right bases don't get scouted all game long and they actually end up winning the game for Dragon, Hawk will never forgive himself. This entire army here getting cleaned up. There is no escape for this army. Look at these Lurkers just coming in. This is like stuff out of nightmares for this Protoss army here, and gets completely cleaned up here. I mean, this game is Hawk's for the taking. Look at the supply advantage. He just needs to go and swarm the natural. But if these bases bottom right can get up, there's still a chance for Dragon because he can just power up off 4 bases and turtle like a madman.
Yeah, it's really the only mistake he's making. I feel like Dragon just needs to get some Templar to that 6 o'clock, the 2 bottom bases, and he might have a chance to hold and get himself back in this. But yeah, losing these Templar to loose Hydralisk out on the map is not where you want to be. Ooh, 2 obs getting picked off as well. This is just, yeah, this is Hawk making all the right plays at the moment.
Definitely. Once again, the only scary part is that, you know, if a Protoss on 3 gas is pretty scary, a Protoss on 4 gas is terrifying, man. And
yeah,
those bases bottom right still unscouted.
He has to scout him. He's gonna
send something down there, right? Like you would imagine. But if he can get like a gateway up and get some High Templar down there, then all of a sudden those bases get super difficult to break if there's cannons on top of them too. This is not a fight that Dragon wants to be taking though right now.
No, he should not be pushing up the hill into all those lurkers. I mean, he's kind of accomplishing what he wants. He wants to distract, right? He wants to get those 2 bases up at the bottom of the map somehow. And we see finally Hawk does scout the 6 o'clock base. We'll see 1 cannon up, 4 more warping in, and he's hustling to get some units over there and pick off the rest of these cannons.
I think those cannons are going to finish in time. I don't know if it's going to be enough to hold that. Looks like it will be.
Oh, now he's going to scout the 3rd, and
yeah.
He's going, oh gosh, this is what was going on.
There's a lot of cannons at both these bases. It's very difficult for Hawk to break these at this point, you know? I mean, like, cannons, they're actually terrible if they're just, you know, like, not protected at all. But when you have to run up a ramp and, you know, try to bust right on through, then they're devastating.
Yeah, absolutely. Big probe transfer as well. Coming in from Dragon. I mean, if he's able to hold this 6 o'clock base, he is definitely back in this. It's going to be tough to do. Oh my gosh, look at all those Hydralisks.
I mean, Hawk is in such a dominating position. He has so many opportunities here to potentially end this game. A big drop instantly comes to mind. Like, you know, already Dragon's struggling to maintain these bases bottom right. How does he defend against the big drop to the main? But a lot of the times when you're playing the game, you start to tunnel vision on certain ideas, right? Like, I have to now deny these bases bottom right, or I potentially will lose the game. And if Hawk does that, you know, Dragon, like you said, has a huge opportunity to catch back up. We're going to have to see what Hawk wants to do to close out this game now. I mean, even taking top left, right? You will eventually starve Protoss out if you just take all the bases top left. That's just more resources, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's exactly what Hawk looks to be doing. He's positioning himself to take that top left base. He's already got kind of like the 12 o'clock 4th base for Protoss typically. So, I mean, he's making all the right plays. But eventually he's going to have to break these bottom bases somehow, whether that's Swarm, whether that's Guardians. I kind of like Guardians on this map against this. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in the dominant position.
For sure. Let's take a look back at his main there and see if he has Hive on the way yet. Already finished. He does have the Defiler mount down to 2 Evo Chambers, so his upgrades are going to be really picking up quickly here. And late game Zerg army with Plague and 3/3 is so scary, man. It's so tough to deal with Protoss. You really have to have Reavers and Archons. Otherwise, you really don't have any chance fighting against it. It looks like Dragon, realizing he doesn't want to go into an end game where Hawk has this 3-base advantage here, and this is actually huge.
Those storms.
He might be able to bust right out through here, Machine, and clear out this base.
These are so many Templar, too. I mean, what is Hawk going to do? He's going to have to flank with Hydralisk into so many storms. I mean, this could maybe be the position that Dragon was looking for. Ooh, perfect Nidus placement, though.
Yeah,
he spread those lurkers so quickly.
I know, getting out just in the perfect amount of time, and all of a sudden, once again, Dragon's army getting cleaned up. Look at how much Hawk just has, dude. Just absolutely coming in with just endless swarms of units here, cleaning up this entire Protoss army. Even with the amount of storms that he has, there's just too much Zerg, dude.
Yeah, just too much Zerg, that's for sure. All the obs once again getting picked off. Hawk is just... I think he's done it. I think this is... kind of the tipping point of no return here for Dragon.
Yeah, it's very difficult, right? This is one of those games it's also very difficult to, even though at this point it's really, really tough for Dragon to ever make a comeback, right? It's one of those games where you can't leave because you still have too many bases. So you still have opportunities to win, right? Even though it's such a tall order to come back at this stage now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, if you're Dragon right now, how do you come back from this? Like, do you storm drop? Do you?
Yeah, I feel like at this stage in the game, you'd have to go for basically try to max your army out, right? Play really defensively until you hit a max army again. But in the meanwhile, you have to be going for a lot of storm drops, get some reavers in your army, and then you have to be battling for, both those 12 o'clock bases, just slowly sieging them with storms and reavers and pushing up them.
Yeah, this isn't quite the split map scenario here for Dragon. Dragon has to hold kind of that 12 o'clock natural third base in order to even have a chance in this one. And even then, he might need another base.
Yeah.
Even if, Hawk, who's done such a great job of trading efficiently with his units, if he gets those extra resources, there's just almost no coming back for Dragon. He's going to need some ridiculous trades.
For sure. I mean, even with the natural third that you can take, like, you're still down a base, right? So you still have to trade really well to win in that kind of split map scenario. But now he's down 2 bases, so it becomes like the resources the math doesn't work out, and we could call any scientist to verify this, and they would be able to figure it out for us. But the upgrades for Hawk already insane too, man. He's got +3 attack on his units, +2 armor. I mean, Dragon's upgrades are also insane at 3-2, but for Protoss, the upgrades, they're good until Zerg catches up, and then they fall off. So it's only a matter of time until that third Carapace finishes, and this army gets a lot weaker for Protoss. Swarm done now too, makes these goons less useful, and that Plague, man, so devastating on Protoss units.
Yeah, that was such a good Plague right in the meat of the Protoss. I mean, he's just doing what he can to slowly whittle this force down. Dragon, realizing he's still just not in a position to pressure. He's got to get that maxed army. He's got to get Reavers. He's got to get something to start trading efficiently against these, Defiler, Swarm, Ling, Lurker combo. Yeah, it's just a little unfortunate. Ooh. 5 Lurkers sitting on that high ground. He knows he just has to deny this base as long as possible.
And it's so tough to break Lurkers on the high ground, man. It's just such a tall order.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I mean, without Reavers, you just really can't do it. And it looks like he's going to try and bust up this again. He's going to have a bunch of storms. I mean, he has so many High Templar that he can really just storm forever, but it's actually really micro-intensive to constantly lay down storms, quickly. It takes a lot of APM.
Yeah, it definitely does. You got to be pretty precise with the placement too. Try to hit as many units as possible. And
Templar are stupid. They bounce around instead of going where you tell them to storm and stuff like that. I mean, classic Brood War problems, obviously, that every race faces, but annoying all the same. And you can see one Plague, and the whole army is just so. Everything is red, dude. Everything's low HP. The only thing useful in your army at this point are Archons. Archons and High Templar.
Yeah,
I mean, Archons are really cool, though, right? Like, at least
they're
really
definitely
cool.
super cool looking. Like big balls of energy that just.
Yeah, I mean, they do work too. Look at how they messed this entire army up. But it just looks so. Look at how much blue is on the map, dude. It's so overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just not enough. I mean, Hawk here sitting on 6 base. He's got that double gas corner base as well that he can eventually take. Yeah, it's not looking good here for poor Dragon, but Dragon's making it a fight, that's for sure.
Slowly getting whittled away here. You can see his army finally getting cleaned up yet again. And even though he has those 2 bottom bases at this point, one of them's mined out. The other one probably still has, quite a few resources left, but you're not going to stay in a game with just 1 base mining against a Zerg that has endless numbers,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really just not enough at this point. And we see Hawk confidently moving his Lurkers into position. He knows exactly how far ahead he is at this point, and he can start kind of pushing it. And wow, so many Lurkers moving into this natural.
An insane amount of units. And yeah, this is just hopeless for Dragon. His army getting completely cleaned up there, and Hawk taking it. Bringing his team up 3-0 yet again. Dogecoin Millionaires winning another ace match, dude. They are so good at picking up those ace matches and taking them home, and that's why their team going up to 3-0 now.
3-0 and very well deserved there. Like what a nice comeback too. You know, going down 0-2 at the start, you know, is not something easy to come back from. Actually, yeah, it's definitely not something easy to come back from. But yeah, they kind of stuck with it, and you know, they deserved this victory today. It was very well played.
Yeah, I think Hawk doing exactly what he needed to do there to win that game. A lot of players, like I said, panic when they see that bottom right base, right? They send all their units up there, take huge casualties, and then all of a sudden the game is totally back inside winning chances for the Protoss. But Hawk playing smart, taking top left, and just playing confidently and securing the victory.
Yep. Yeah, kind of a heartbreaking loss there for Revival too. You could tell they were just right there. They almost had it. You know, on another day, Dragon might be able to beat Hawk and the Ace. You know, coming down to that final game. So, you know, hopefully they keep their chins up and you know, just play better in the following weeks.
Definitely, man. Machine, do you have any shout outs you want to make, man? Thanks for casting with me again, dude. It's been a blast.
Of course, Just. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Just everybody in chat, keep cheering for Fancy Scarves. We have the best name. Definitely have the best players. Yeah, look forward to seeing me play here in the following weeks, and hopefully I'll win one next time. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Just, it's really great casting with you once again, and looking forward to doing it again in the future, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, Machine. And I think that's going to be it for us tonight here at Rogues Gallery. One final shout out. We did get a $25 donation from Jiffy Mix as well before the end of the night. So we definitely appreciate that. Once again, if you guys do like our content, please consider donating to Rogue City Rumble. We got a bunch of super cool donations from a ton of cool people tonight. So big thanks. Big shout outs to all you guys. If you like the content, consider following us on Twitch and joining our Discord. And yeah, we will be back here again next week for round 4. So yeah, we'll see you guys then. Hope everyone has a great rest of their night. Peace out, guys.
Peace out.